We can all just pull apart. We can live, we can love, yes, we can spark. We can give, we can hold, we can shine together. We can all just fall apart. We can live, we can love, yes, we can spark. We can give, we can hold, we can die together. The conversation, the separation, the overlooked $1 million violations. The sound.
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
Choose your command. You have chosen
the Face-Off Hockey Show.
I mean, hockey is my life. I've got on hockey underwear right now.
The Face-Off Hockey Show. What? With Scotty Waz. Sean O.
breakaway. Big shoot,
And the P-Boys, Johnny and Mark with the C.
Yeah, baby.
You believe it not? Oh, yes!
Here's your host for the Face-Off Hockey Show, Scotty Waz.
Oh, what the bleep? I had a team that had a game that got postponed. Who am I, Johnny P? What is this garbage? Holy Jesus. Welcome to Face-Off Hockey Show.
And I try to do that every week.
I know, my goodness gracious. Scotty Waz, Johnny P. Mark with the C. We're all here. Happy New Year's to you and yours. Boy, howdy, do we got a lot to talk about today.
Well, we're not going to talk about any of it.
Not yet. We've got things and stuff because Johnny P. went to a hockey game, and we got to hear about this.
Yes. Have I told the story about how all the electronics in my house have started committing suicide over the past 3 weeks?
That's weird.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was watching sports one day. It's something that I do.
Woo! Sports!
And my receiver, all of a sudden, much like the Ravens, just started burning. Things started smelling like burning electronics, and all of a sudden it flashed up on the front LCD screen and said "protect." And it just kept flashing and flashing and flashing. And I'm like, this can't be good. So my receiver died. So I went out and bought a new receiver. That was Monday night. Monday night, come home, set up the new receiver. Within 15 minutes of the new receiver being set up, the Caps game completely freezes. The internet goes out in my house, and the downstairs FiOS box that I have, apparently something popped in there, and literally no power coming to FiOS in my house.
Wow.
So that died. At the same time, I was upstairs trying to program my new Logitech remote that I have, that Scotty loves so dearly, because it allows him to watch my TV.
I don't like where this one's going.
So I plugged the Logitech remote into the computer to update it to the new receiver, and the computer no longer reads the Logitech remote.
Wow.
So so FiOS came, they fixed FiOS. The internet's probably faster than it has been in years at this
thank
point.
God.
That's delightful.
Then the receiver, all set up, good to go. The only problem right now is that Logitech is giving me the runaround and wants me to test everything, and I'm like, dude, I've tried this on multiple computers. The remote is dead. Send me a new remote. It's been 10 days, so I've just resorted to taking pictures of everything and sending them to them.
Wow.
And being like, nope, still doesn't work. Look, still doesn't work. I think the last email I sent them, I said, I've tested a lot, and I'm kind of looking forward to getting back to not using 2 remotes in my cell phone in order to watch TV.
Actually, they do make a remote now that is part remote, and you use your cell phone, use your cell phone as the touchscreen, and then the remote's just a remote.
Ah.
And they sell that one for $70. So, what's the point?
Yeah, why would I do that?
What's the point? Why not you just... Because what they sell you is a little hub.
I could just get a nice one remote, though, for much.
They sell you a hub that plugs into, your system, and then the phone interacts with the hub, or the remote interacts with the hub. But it's still $70. So.
Well, the My Fios app works as a remote on my phone. So that's what I've been using since I destroyed the Fios remote after I was pissed off at it at one point.
There you go.
But yeah, that's the story of Electronics Christmas. Yeah. The hockey game was fun.
Nice.
We got our money's worth out of that fantasy draft ops thing. The free beer and food that you can get. $79 ticket. You get free beer, free food, and an upper deck seat and a T-shirt. I don't know how you can go wrong.
What'd you do with the T-shirt? Twist it around your head like a helicopter?
Yeah, it's actually the same exact T-shirt I got from from earlier in the season. So now I have two.
Okay, well they gotta be original. I think that's what I'm taking away from this. Be more funny is what I'm saying.
They're nice T-shirts though. They're good.
That's good.
I probably won't be wearing them on the show anytime soon because my house is 60 degrees. That was the other fun thing that occurred.
Oh God, your heat
recently was that I had not turned my heat on at all this year, and it was like 50 degrees here last Saturday, and I think it was Sunday morning. It was like 18 or something like that, and I woke up and my house was 52 degrees.
You look like something out of an LL Bean catalog. I'm gonna say that right now.
This is Express, my friend.
Oh, look at you.
Obviously, Express.
Fancy man.
I see LL Bean. Actually, no, LL Bean is more plaid.
I see a guy who's walking out. He's taking a picture. He's walking out with he's got foliage behind him. He's looking out like maybe off a dock or somewhere into a lake with a golden retriever by his side. That's how I'm
not looking at the camera.
Not looking at you're looking out like this and just pointing, and away you go.
Yeah, and I actually re-listened to the Christmas Eve show. It was a good show. I'm not gonna lie, but the product placement was fantastic because I decided to get Taco Bell for dinner tonight.
Beautiful.
It's not a Taco Bell box though. I'm by myself. That would be weird.
That would be weird. Or you got lunch for 2 days after that. Who's to say?
Yeah. How long would it take me to eat 12 tacos by myself? My God.
You, 2 days. Me, give me about 25 minutes. Dude, my order is a 10-pack all the time at Taco Bell.
Wow.
Come on.
I got 3, and I'm like, I'm good.
Well, see, I regret it afterwards. Like, I hate myself when I finish that 10th one. I'm just like, what did I do?
That's fine.
I used to get gorditas all the time.
Ooh.
Gorditas are like the soft, like the pita wrapped tacos. Like it's almost like a pita. But then I remember when I was in college, they did a gordita wrapped hard shell taco with like a burrito inside of it. And then at that point, I drew the line.
You're like, well, this is a pox against God. We don't need this anymore.
Yeah,
that's when you drew the line.
That seemed like too much at that point. Yeah, that's where I drew the line.
Have you ever tried any of the Doritos outsides?
I have never tried any of the Doritos outsides. No.
I have not.
Have you tried the breakfast stuff that they have, where they put the meat, the cheese, the egg, and the hash brown all wrapped up in a breakfast burrito?
I have not, but I've heard it's really good.
I can imagine it would be really good. I mean, I haven't tried it. I was wondering if you guys have tried it. You're supposed to let me know whether I should try it or not.
They don't sell breakfast at Taco Bell's up here in Canada.
What?
Yeah.
My hair is out of control too, by the way. Look how long this is.
Do your McDonald's do breakfast all day yet?
Nope.
Well, I don't understand why that's a regional thing. If you do it in one place, can't you do it everywhere?
Well, it's not really a region.
I was going to say it's more regional when it's the country. I don't know if that's
a countryal thing.
Countryal thing. No, I think
hey.
Yeah, let's be careful with that one. First off, John, I want to reiterate this. You look like the guy from Fun who sang at the first intermit or after the at the pregame.
Only some nights, though.
Yeah, so Ha!
Oh. I actually, I did not listen to any of the Winter Classic. I watched it. I listened to Garth Brooks for almost 10 hours.
Here's the thing. It was for the best because you didn't miss anything because all the acts were bullshit.
Yeah, woo! What's new?
Exactly.
No Shaka Khan?
No Shaka Khan. It was the guy from Fun, and then it was Simple Plan played.
Oh, I did listen to Simple Plan's Canadian national anthem, though.
How shit was that? Oh,
Right.
I hated it.
How angry were you about that, Scott?
I
On a
literally
scale of
was
1 to 10.
47 for the
That's
amount
the
of
last time Toronto won the Stanley Cup.
I was 67. Close. But 47th is the parallel, in which that... Or wait, no, that's the 49th parallel. Problem is this. You're not Hendrix. Enough of you. Don't do... I'm just like, oh, they're going to do a nice little rendition. The lead singer and the guys are going to harmonize. Nope. Wait. Hold on. Nope. They're trying to pop punk. Oh, God. And then it was over.
And that's how it went?
And shit, it's just, I'm like, what are you doing? But the guy from The Voice was really good.
Yeah, he's really good.
I don't know nothing of The Voice, but he looks fantastic.
Yeah, he's a good singer. I watched him this season. He did quite well. I think that a lot of Bruins fans were angry that Renee Rancourt didn't get to sing the national anthem. But hey, let's be honest, it's NBC's gig.
Exactly. You're not running the show this time, Rennie. And then people were pissed off the Dropkick Murphys weren't on there, and then they put out a thing saying, "Hey,
That was awesome.
yeah, we wanted to do it, but they said we had to do something with the guy from Fun, and we're like, that's not going to be fun, so fuck it." So I'm like,
It's not going to be fun.
You're right.
That's
that guy
going to
has,
be the name of one of their next songs.
yeah.
I bet you it's with the guy from Fun too. That would
I
be
hope,
fantastic.
dude. That guy's got really big teeth. That guy from Fun.
He does. He looks. It is large teeth. He almost has as big a teeth as Steven Tyler. He also has big lips and big
Yeah.
teeth.
Mm-hmm. Got the trifecta. Then with the third one is heroin. Sure. But,
Is that the trifecta?
I guess
I think
heroin.
those are the three things.
Yeah.
It's big teeth, big lips, and heroin.
That's what a triple threat is.
That's a Boston triple threat. Then you can be a lead singer for a rock band, everybody. By the way, rest in peace, Lemmy. We lost a good one.
Yeah, there's been a lot of people dying recently too.
We lost a good one. It was that guy and the other guy. I don't know.
Yeah,
There's a lot.
the other guy.
My celebrity death beeper has gone off a lot in my email, and I'm just like, well, this is something. How about that? Oh, celebrity death beeper, how I love thee. But, yeah, you got a good third period there, John Boy, on last week, and
Yeah,
it
sure did.
seemed like a good time.
It was a good time. Definitely a good time.
Nice. Good deal. Anything
And
else? Oh,
No, I slept for 13 hours on New Year's Eve. It was awesome.
Attaboy.
It was another fantastic New Year's Eve. I wasn't even sick this year because last year I slept for 13 hours and I was sick. This year I just slept for 13 hours out of the sheer fun
Spite.
of
Oh.
it.
Yeah, we can't use fun anymore.
I drank a beer by myself
Hey.
and slept for 13 hours, and I was like, woohoo, here comes a new year.
Hey, you made it. That's all that matters.
I did. That's true. I'm not pushing up daisies like Garth Brooks has a song about.
Right. Or that show on ABC.
Garth Brooks. Mark and I are going to the Garth Brooks concert in 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
Hey.
3 weeks. Yeah. Garth Brooks in Baltimore.
I told, yeah, Barbara and Stan were telling me that, and Stan's like, I remember the last time he was here, we went back in '96. Like, okay. Cool, Dad. Cool story. You guys going this time? Like, I can't deal with that bullshit.
He can't hear anyway.
Exactly. He's just like, what am I going to do? Yeah, the kids are here and stuff. And go to Baltimore. He threw some sentences together.
Sounds about right.
Sounds about right for Stan. So, yeah. Nice.
And an early shout out to Jen.
Yes.
Yes. Happy
Throw that out
birthday.
Late birthday girl today. She turns, she told me 29 again. Like, okay, what does that mean?
I was just assuming that it was an anniversary of her 21st birthday.
Just like all of them.
Every single one of them. But yeah, no, she was telling me she had some good luck today in terms of finding tings and stuff.
No, I saw it. It looked great.
She got some new books to send me. She got new skates. She got flowers. She bought a lottery ticket. It was great.
And because the Powerball is huge today, from what I hear.
We'll see. I don't know. She's like, well, my luck's so good, I might as well play the lottery. I'm like, well, why aren't we? Why aren't we? I'm like, I have a vested interest in this. Why aren't you doing it? Come on, just do it. Just do it. It's fine. Do it. I think she did. She's like, I played former players' number, so if this wins, I'm like, well, fuck. Today's your day. What can go wrong?
Which players?
Which you can't say that on air.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we don't have to say the numbers, but if
people are going to steal her numbers.
Yeah, we don't need to steal the split jackpot. Actually, I don't know. She didn't tell me. So.
Oh.
She didn't tell me that part.
If you had to guess which players.
Richard, Beliveau, Saku, Temu, Bobby Clark, and Ron Hextall.
How many do you have to pick?
I don't know. How many Powerball is 6, right?
I think it's 6. Yeah, I think it's 5 and then a bonus ball.
Wow.
Yeah.
You can. I don't think I've ever played the lottery.
I do all the time when I get an email alert saying, "Hey, it's over 40 million. You better go play, stupid, because it's tax free." It's actually the headline.
Is that right after the celebrity death alert?
It's after celebrity death beeper. It's the lotto saying it's over 40 million, and remember, it's all tax free. I'm like, oh, okay.
Wow.
Tax free? What?
Yeah, dude. Like this week, the big jackpot was it's 44 million. So if you win the winning ticket, 44 million. Don't have to report on your taxes. You're good. It's all yours. Have it.
That seems so illegal.
Somebody should know that you made that money, though.
No, they know because we put it in the paper. But no, the Canadian government's like, no, you can take this.
They still report things in the paper?
Yeah, no, it's a big deal. Paper's a big thing up here. We have 3 of them apparently in the newsstands. I walk by those little paper things where you put a quarter in, you pull a paper out, and you're just like, wow, this is archaic. Where's this?
I always love those things. You pay a quarter for paper, but you could steal like 3 of them if you want.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah, it is. It was the very first honor system, I think. Newspapers in those things.
That was the first honor system.
Very first honor system.
I like it. You know what? I'll go with that.
True, actually, I feel like that is a true statement.
Actually, I think it first started because they wanted to phase out those yelling bastards going, extra, extra! This is not extra, stupid. It's fucking no one...
How much do you think those kids made? A quarter?
Nothing. Penny candy a day. It was a barter system. Especially during the Depression. They gave them penny candies. It was actually just a rock in a fancy wrapping.
Just a little bit of tissue paper and a rock.
Yeah.
Oh, just the rock. Just the rock and fancy paper.
Exactly. He's sitting there. He's giving the people's elbow to this young kid in the 30s because he's time traveling.
Of course.
I want a rock time traveling movie in character now. Give this to me, Disney or whoever. Not WWE films. You guys stink.
Have they been a part of anything that succeeded?
Did See No Evil succeed?
Is that what they were part of that?
Yeah, Kane was in it. It was a WWE production, I think. So.
I doubt it succeeded.
That could be
it. I'm gonna say no.
For them, that's a success because it didn't completely fail. They made a sequel, so it was good. Of course, they made a sequel to the 12 rounds, but those are all straight to DVD. The Miz was in one. All right. Anyway, Marcus Aurelius, how'd you spend your New Year's Eve?
It was good. I went to Dewey Beach, Delaware.
Ooh.
It was a good time. I had one of those $100 all-you-can-drink and eat situations in Dewey Beach. I think this is the last one. All-you-can-drink situation. It was just, I mean, not that it wasn't fun. It was just, I feel like I'm getting too old for that stuff now. As I looked around, I wanted to punch everything in the face. Pretty much.
That happens.
I think I'm happy that I've gotten to the point where I'm no longer forced to actually go out and do things on New Year's Eve.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it is good because Well, I mean, were you ever really forced to do anything? It was more like
Well, I mean, it's kind of
peer pressure.
Yeah, it's like socially you should be doing something.
Yeah.
Now, like, I mean, I'm getting up toward 40. I can do whatever the hell I want.
It's true.
I don't care.
You're a man. You're 40.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
I'm a man. Who was that? That was like a college basketball coach, right?
It was
Will Ferrell.
No, it was the Oklahoma State University football coach.
Oh.
All right.
I thought it was Will Ferrell.
No. I own a Dodge Stratus is what you're thinking of. Will
Yes,
Ferrell.
maybe.
This is the OSU coach was literally talking about a guy in the paper who was bashing a wide receiver. These are 19 to 20-year-olds. They're kids. You want to take something up with me? I'm 40. I'm a man. It's like, wow, this
That's
dude.
true. I do remember that.
It was like, I think, like 2008, 2009. It was tremendous.
That is good stuff.
So you wanted to punch people in Dewey Beach.
Yeah, that's pretty much the extent of that story. I didn't do it.
Oh.
I just drank some supposedly, now that I've paid to get in, free drinks, which were terrible. I mean, they were drinks. It's not like they weren't alcohol. It's just they weren't good.
Right.
I mean, it was like an assembly line behind the bar because there were so many people trying to get free drinks. See, this is where the system fails. Everybody thinks that getting free drinks is a good idea until, like, you can't get a drink, and then you're like, oh yeah, that's right. That's why I don't do this. That's why I don't go to these things, because you never can get a drink.
Well, here's
what if I wanted like something fancy? What if I wanted like an old-fashioned or something? Yeah.
Here's what you do in those things. The first drink, when you went up to the bar, when you found the bartender, you went eye to eye. You said you want your drink. When you got your drink, how much did you put in the tip cup?
Well, it didn't matter because, well, I gave him like $2, but you never wind up going back to even if you go back to the same place on the bar, it's never the same bartender.
Yeah. Plus, there's like so many people in line too. It's not like.
Then that's why you point to that tip jar and say, "Hey, I put that 20 in there. Come on, what's happening here?"
Because they usually like serve you your drink and then walk away. So what are you gonna wait there and then make sure that because then you're the douchebag that's like, you see this 20, this one's for you, buddy.
Exactly. Fuck it. Be that
I
guy.
guarantee you're not the biggest douchebag if you're giving the bartender a 20.
No, absolutely not.
That's a good point, but still. You don't want to be that guy just sitting around like waiting for them to take the money out of your hand.
That's what. So at the Caps game, they have free drinks that you've already paid for, and I would always go up there and like talk to the bartender for a little bit. Like while I'm talking to him, I like throw some money on the table, and whatnot. And every time Herman and I came back into the lounge area thing, we like would get near the bar, and he'd be like, "Hey, you guys, Bud Light and Stella?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." I give him like I think we might have spent $12. On tips for this one guy, like throughout the whole night.
Yeah, and I think that works that way when you know. But if Mark's saying it's a constant rotation, like it's a goddamn like line change in and out, or you're stuck.
Oh no, that's
You got.
I don't know about the constant. It's like I don't know if it was line changes in different people, but it's like definitely not the same person.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. I don't know. That seems like a terrible idea. And
yeah. Anyway, it was fun. The people we were with, it was a good time. But yeah, next year I think we'll be either just having a small party at our place, or we'll find something else to do.
To scratch that itch.
Yeah.
Well, I did wear the tuxedo on New Year's Eve.
Well,
that's good.
God.
Yeah, so I still got some use out of the tuxedo. I was just here by myself, and it was a lot more fun, like I said. I still have not tied a bow tie, though, since Mark's wedding. I need to try that again.
Yeah, you might want to attempt that.
Tonight would have been a good night for a bow tie, I feel, with my J. Crew look, or whatever, the look that I have going on.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Hold on a minute. Alright. Tonight would be a good night for a bow tie. Third album.
Nice. That is good right there.
Well done.
Yeah, I like that. God, I should learn how to play the guitar at some point so that I can make this album.
Whatever.
I can do like the Green Day thing and just play like 3 chords, right?
Well, listen, with GarageBand, we can all fix it in post. Don't worry about it.
It's true, actually. I deleted GarageBand off of my phone. It was taking up. It was the second highest app on my phone.
Wow.
Yeah, I have 2.2 gigs of music on my phone, and then GarageBand, so I got rid of it.
Fair enough. If you don't use it, who cares?
Yes. How was your week, Scotty?
I went to Mr. Mike's. Did that holiday thing, the New Year thing. That's pretty dope. Good people. Treat me nice. Went there, did the midnight thing there, went across the street to the club. Clubbed it up for a little bit until the closing time, and then went back for a little nightcap.
50 Cent there?
Oh, I wish. I think with the exchange rate, he's 85. Yeah, no, we went back for a nightcap, had a little pasta, had a little nightcap, had a little good times. It was solid, nothing out of the ordinary. I dressed up for it. I got a shirt, had my shirt, tie, vest. I was just like, what up? What's happening?
I saw it. You were very St. Joe and Maryland-ish.
Mm-hmm. Had the Maryland beanie on. I was good to go. Good to go. So, that was a fun time. Nothing exciting. Just that. And, let's see, Kato. Bullshitted around with Kato. She's a jackass.
What did she do this time?
Nah, she was just there. She had her DS, so she was playing Pokemon all the time. She was trying to. I don't understand these new Pokemons. I'm not gonna lie to you. All these Pokemons, all of them. It was crazy. Then we talked to Mom and Dad, did that thing, and yeah, the rest of the week was pretty bullshit there until the day when celebrate Jenbo's birthday. Yeah, that was about it. That was the week that was. The week that was. See? Oh! Hold on. That hurt. That one hurt. I took a glazing shot. It's fine. It's fine. Shake it off. Be here tomorrow. All
that
right.
was good, though. I like that.
Yeah, no, I thought about it on the fly.
Well,
Like,
now if you ever have a morning show, or like a John Oliver type show.
God.
The week that was.
Less British.
Yeah, Canadian version of Last Week Tonight.
Perfect.
The week that was.
I like it. I like how this is going. This is going fine for everybody.
That could be a third podcast for the show.
Oh, God. Fourth one if we get this wrestling one off the ground.
What are we calling that one?
It was Wrestling Anatomy from heel to face.
That's good.
Alright, so, boys, we got news. We got news and tings.
God, we have so much stuff this week.
News?
We got some news. Before we hit the musical include, and before we hit the musical interlude, but before.
Sorry, I was on the ball.
I know you were. That's me. I'm calling audible at the line. I'm checking down.
Hey.
Omaha.
God, Peyton Manning.
Omaha, Papa John Pizza. Here we go. This has been on tap all day today, at least on the sinbin.net. The Evansville Icemen and the lease agreement is at an impasse with the city of Evansville. So apparently Michael Finazzo, who has been on top of things today, him and Matthew Harding have been on top of things of this sort today. Basically, the city of Evansville and the hockey team, the Icemen, have been at odds for the past couple of weeks. There's been no lease. There's been no the whole thing has been a mess. And the drop-dead date for the ECHL was on December 15th. But because the ECHL felt there was progress, they extended it to January 6th. Right now, it seems that according to the mayor of Evansville, there's an impasse, and they will not be responding to the city's latest offer, and the city will evaluate next potential steps immediately for their comment made on Thursday. Apparently, Evansville Eyewitness News reported the Iceman submitted a counterproposal to the city. Current lease is extended for a year with a 1-year extension, 3-year extension options for the tenant. Rent is reduced to $7,500 per game. Icemen are permitted 1,000 comp tickets per game, and the Icemen received naming rights to the rink. But apparently that was too much for the city of Evansville to swallow, and now we got nothing. So we could be announcing the possible demise of a team sooner, dependent upon what happens with this.
That would be early this year.
That'd be very early. Which is good and bad, obviously. It's bad for the fact that you're losing a team and their support. It's critical. It's really shitty to the fan base. But on another instance, it's good because it's not the will they, won't they game that the fans are getting jerked around about. It's like right off like a Band-Aid situation. And there could be other situations coming out, like maybe a new team be put in there or something with a little bit more friendly rent. But it seems that Evansville's playing really big hardball with this. Because the Icemen pay the most in the ECHL for rent at like almost a quarter $250,000 a year. Whereas everyone else is paying $150,000 to $200,000.
So what you're telling me is that rent is probably like the third or fourth highest paid player on the team.
Yeah. What? Yeah.
Like what they're paying in rent is probably like more than, I'm guessing, any of their players' salaries.
Well, the salary cap per week I think is $5,000 or something like that. So
it's definitely more than.
Yeah. It's extensively more. So let me see if I can find.
Well, how much do you think like NHL teams that don't own their arena? What do you think their rent is?
Oh, that's a good question
for the year.
I'm trying to think of
millions. It's got to be in the millions, right?
I'm trying to think of teams that don't actually own their rink.
The Islanders?
Yeah, the Islanders don't own the rink.
Let's see if there's numbers online.
Yeah, if you can find numbers, I'll find the agreement in terms of what's happening here with the. Oh, so apparently it was November 15th, and then they extended it again, and then and then again. Oh yeah, no, it was another 50. The first extension was the 25th, and then extended again on the 14th.
Is this an affiliate of the Phoenix Coyotes?
No, it's the affiliate of the Ottawa Senators.
Did I pick this team last week?
No, you did not.
Okay, thank God.
You got a big surprise coming to you on that thing.
Hello.
All right, so here we go. Blah blah blah. Iceman. This is from Michael Finazzo's piece on November 25th. Iceman owner Ron Geary held up the Fort Wayne lease model and what he hopes to have the city of Evansville. While speaking with the city's original negotiation last week, he's under the impression that most likely are looking for the Fort Wayne model, which is this city. The Fort Wayne model pays Fort Wayne pays $42,000 in rent. The last proposal I've been given specifics. Iceman rent at $26,500. Could be stepped down to almost zero based on attendance. God, I hate math. So, there you go. Something like that. That's a lot of rent, though. I don't care what you say. That's a lot of freaking rent.
So, the Islanders...
All right, here we go. Go ahead. The Islanders?
No. I want to finish your thought with the... with what you were doing.
I found what happened. Here we go. Last year, the Icemen paid $643,000. Haha, words. $643,000 to the city last year, but due to rebates and refunds, received more than $400,000 back from the city. So counteracting it, $240,000 or so for rent a year. I think, or no, to pay the city. Counterproposal similar to Fort Wayne. Counterproposal charges the Iceman $26,500 annually in rent. Can be stepped down based on attendance. City receives $2 per ticket facility fee, and then all food and beverage are paid to the city.
Holy smokes! They get rent and they get commission,
and parking and food and beverage.
That deal sucks.
Yeah. So basically, the Icemen paid almost $650,000, but because of rebates and refunds, paid $250,000.
That's a lot of coupon cutting.
There's a lot of coupon cutting. So what do we have for the Islanders in terms of?
Well, I don't know if I have any numbers, but the Islanders are in Brooklyn in the Barclays Center until 2041, a 25-year lease agreement. So there's that. And this is what I was laughing at this quote. Barclays Center owner Bruce Ratner called Wang the true hero for shunning offers to move the team out of state. Wang is the true hero. True hero is in quotes. I know it's Charles Wang, but it says Wang.
Wang is always the true hero, brother.
I don't know if their numbers should be available, right? I mean, I guess Barclays Center is it a privately owned building?
I'm sure it's privately owned, but the NHL normally publishes those types of numbers.
Yeah.
Apparently, Barclays Center is paying the Islanders millions per year to relocate to Brooklyn.
That's interesting.
So here we go.
Those damn
Here we go.
hipsters always have it backwards.
Mr. Yormark, not sure who that is, described it as a conservative deal. For comparison, the Islanders' deal with Nassau Coliseum, if the referendum had passed, was to pay the county $14 million in rent plus $11.5 revenue sharing. Now it looks as though the Islanders themselves were actually paid to move to Brooklyn. However, we don't know the full picture. Blah 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 blah.
Interesting. I wonder how much of that, like 14 million and 11 million and all that stuff, incurs like having picks of dates. You know, just like making sure you get prime dates. Or
so let's just say 14 million a year. And that was for Nassau Coliseum. That's like the apartment underneath.
Well, that's also the referendum also included a new arena, I do believe, as well.
Okay.
So in terms of just upgrading and everything like that,
so you're not paying 14 million a year for Nassau Coliseum.
God no.
No. Well, I mean, it is New York.
It's true. That is high rent district.
Yeah. You're right by a college. I mean, schools are great out in Nassau County.
It's true. That is true. Yeah.
All right. So here's what Finazzo wrote earlier when this all went down. Icemen state the annual lease has been $650,000, while the median lease expense for ECHL teams are $152,000. So the discrepancy there is a little bit. $500,000. I don't know. I've never been able to math.
That's good, Scotty. That's good.
Oh well. So go to the simbin.net for all the fun stuff there, because the Finazzo and Harding have been doing a great job of breaking this whole thing down.
There's only 5 hours.
Until what?
Until well, there's 4 hours remaining until this until their team folds, I guess, right?
Well,
or
depends.
you say that they have stuff for the rest of this season, and then next season they'll
finish this season out. This season will be fine. Apparently, at 9 o'clock this evening, there's going to be an announcement from the owner of the Icemen. So we will see what happens with that, and go from there.
I hope they go out in a blaze of glory.
Yeah,
God,
like Greg
really?
Olson.
Yes. Yeah. Burn the place down. Wait, what?
There's that. That helps. All right. There's also some breaking news we'll get to. I want to address this before we get to Lyle. We're well aware that Seth Jones just got traded for Ryan Johansson. We're well aware Vinny Lecavalier and Luke Schenn got traded for Jordan Well and a third-round pick, and Mike Richards is a capital. Don't worry. We'll get to those. So, Johnny, you're ahead of schedule this time.
Yes.
Hit my music!
Oh, hold on.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
I just dropped in to see what condition my condition was in. Oh yeah, what condition my condition was in.
I love that. That's perfect.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, here we go. I do get a message. Do we have that? Okay, whatever. Blah 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 blah. What did it say? All right. In any case, Yuri Hudler, groin injury. He is week to week, aren't we all? Cam Fowler, knee injury. He's out 4 to 6 weeks, just as the Ducks are starting to get good. Johnny Boychuk, upper body injury. He's out 4 to 6 weeks as well. Mike Camilleri, upper body injury. He's day to day. Jay Beagle, hand injury. Is this blocking a shot, I believe?
No, he got slashed.
Slashed. 6 weeks with that. So
Already had surgery, from what I have heard.
that's good. Well, it's quick. Beagles are quick to bounce back, I think.
Well, it was after the New Year, so he needed to get his deductible back up. And then once the deductible's out of the way, he's all set for the rest of the year.
He's smooth sailing. Smooth sailing Jay Beagle is what they call him.
I don't. Okay, I'll roll with it.
Yeah, we'll make it happen. Tennis, upper body injury. He is week to week.
That's a good name for him, actually.
It is.
I love it.
Tyler Tennis Ennis. Dale Weiss, the Danish Gretzky, arm injury. He's got 5 to 10 games, is what they're prospecting. Mark's favorite, the game instead of weeks scenario. So,
awful. Those bastards.
Love it.
5 to 10 games. Well, okay, so they looked at the schedule. Obviously, they know their schedule.
Yes.
They know their schedule. But does everyone know their schedule?
Nope.
5 to 10 games, what does that mean to me? Maybe, are you on a road trip? Is 5 games, are you playing 5 games of the next,
This would be a great way to
30
mess with
days?
people and, force them to actually look at your schedule.
There you go. The Quebecois finally figured out how to get people to look at their schedule.
They'll be
And, he will be out for 5 to 10 games. How about you figure out how much that is? Oh, and by the way, home game next Tuesday. You want tickets?
Yeah.
Yes. Weiss is going to be out until the Dallas Stars game.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. They're French. Quoi? That's how I think French.
Which Dallas? We don't know which Dallas Stars game.
Quoi?
Twice.
Fun times. That's a good way to do it. Way to go, Montreal. You figured out a new way to make things work. Curtis McElhenney, he's got an ankle injury. He is out indefinitely for the Columbus Blue Jackets, while Matt Calvert has a knee injury. He is out for 4 weeks. All right, gentlemen, let's get it going. Mike Richards is a Washington Capital. After going ahead and crossing the border with illegal drugs, allegedly, he is now a Washington Capital.
So my first thought on this.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, let's look at it from a hockey perspective. Do the Capitals need another center now that Jay Beagle's out for a little bit? Yes. I don't know if Mike Richards is that guy, but I guess he fills a need somehow. He was probably the best available. When you're playing fantasy hockey and you're looking for a guy that maybe puts up some penalty minutes. Actually, I guess in our particular instance, it would be a guy that wins faceoffs, because that would be more familiar or closer to what we're dealing with in real life. And then you just find a guy who seems to be doing well, the best available on the free agent market. That's what I feel like the Caps just did here. But from a non-hockey perspective, doesn't Ovechkin absolutely despise Michael Richards? Don't they have a feud that dates back to when they were both in juniors? Why is this a good idea?
Well, I think it's because of the fact that you can bury those hatchets.
Well, yeah, but
I have a very technical question at this point that no one has brought up yet. Is he allowed to go into Canada?
I think he is. He's a citizen.
I'm saying this in kind of in jest, but in full seriousness.
Considering he's a citizen, I think he's okay.
Okay.
It was getting into the States, I think, that would be the real hurdle.
So he might not be allowed back in the States after he plays in Canada, is what you're saying.
Whatever. Listen, these things happen. The Caps have figured this out.
Maybe that was Ovechkin's plan all along.
There it is.
He's
Take it to Canada.
They leave him in Winnipeg.
Leave him in Winnipeg.
Oh, where he got fucked up before. Oh, God.
See?
I
kind of agree with Mark, to be honest. I think it's a good pickup. I think it's cheap. I think he's an asshole. But that can he can grow on me, I guess.
I mean, it's the same. It's the same situation when you have any team of like look at the Orpik and Niskanen. Like those guys are Penguins. They're fucking assholes. But they're not fine.
But they're not inherently assholes just because they're
Brooks
Penguins.
Orpik's inherently an asshole. He always has been. He's been a dirty fuck ever since he knee-on-kneed several other people.
That's true. Actually, he was pretty dirty.
But he's on my team now, so fuck it. He's great. I think it's low. It's low cash, low risk.
All stars.
All stars.
They're paying him in benefits.
Boom. I think, and I also think it's better than the young kids as well.
Well, yeah, it says 3 things, right? Like, okay, we're not going to spend a lot on this muffler.
No.
2, apparently the kids coming up from Hershey just weren't going to cut it for the next 6 weeks.
Mm-mm.
And 3, it might take Beagle longer than 6 weeks to come back now.
Especially with a hand injury.
Maybe this injury is a little bit more than what everybody was making it out to be.
That's very true, too. That's a very good point.
Yes.
So
I feel like you wouldn't go out and make a move like this unless you absolutely needed to. And if Beagle's going to be back in, 15 games, then you might not have needed to do this.
It's true. 15
But
games,
the
15
Caps,
to 20.
The Caps did lose 2 of the 3 games after Beagle got hurt, right? Or at least 1, and then I think they beat the Bruins 3-2.
Yes, they did. Yeah,
They might play again tonight, I'm not sure.
No, I don't think so. They lost to Carolina, they lost to somebody, and then they beat Boston, I think.
Yes,
I think.
you're right.
Anyway.
But so, what are your thoughts, Scotty, on Michael Richards? I mean, you're okay with Michael Richards as let's look at this not from a Capitals perspective, from more of a is this guy ready to be back in the NHL perspective?
I don't think he's ever going to be ready to be back in the NHL. To be quite honest, I mean, he spent the majority of last year in the AHL. He did decent there. He was a player there, and he crushed a lot apparently. But I think the one good thing is having Justin Williams there. I think that helps. I think having a guy who played with him in LA, knowing his attitude, knowing how to motivate him, knowing what gets him motivated, knowing how his style of play is, I think is going to translate to other guys out there. So Williams can give him a heads up, say, hey, this is how this guy goes, this guy goes, this guy. And Johnny, you told me that they talked to Williams beforehand too, yes? Yeah,
there was Greg put out a quote, I think from the press conference, that basically said that GMBM had discussed with Justin Williams about the pickup before it occurred. Let me see if I can find it. I don't tweet that much. Capitals leaned on Justin Williams for info on Richard's signing.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Well, that was going to be my next question as to whether Justin Williams had an actual hand in getting this done, making this happen.
Pun intended.
He did.
Yeah, having a hand because Beagle broke his hand. That's fun. But yeah, I mean, we'll see how this pans out. I'm not going to go ahead and say he's the savior. Obviously, I'm not saying
easy there.
I'm not saying he's Jesus and will walk on water.
Wine cubes.
Yeah, exactly. Wine cubes. Shout out.
Yeah.
Look at what is this? Let me just look at his stats last year for Manchester. He didn't play a majority of the games because I'm an asshole and don't do research. He played 16 games down there last year. Three goals, 11 assists, 14 points in 16 games. After
how many face-off wins?
They don't have that here, sadly, on Hockey DB. It's Hockey DB. What do you want?
How did he do?
So that's the big hole that the Caps had with Beagle not being able to play hockey. Is that he was like top 3 or top 5 in face-off percentage, I believe, which was cool because it had him, Backstrom, and Kuznetsov that could like win face-offs whenever they wanted to. But yeah, that's what the Caps were kind of lacking without having Beagle. So hopefully, Richards comes in and will win face-offs for the team.
Do you think they tried to coax Yannick Perreault out of retirement?
Oh, they were trying so hard. So they got so far, but in the end, it really didn't matter.
Oh.
Mike Richards did not play in the Calder Cup playoffs because he was not eligible. So.
Too old?
No,
Nope.
sadly, it was because Jeff Schultz played. And, so,
I want that to be true so bad.
What? That he was too old, or that Jeff Schultz played?
That Jeff Schultz played.
He did. He played 14 games, had 3 assists in the Calder Cup playoffs last year.
But I want it to be the reason why he didn't get to play.
Sorry, we already got enough guys. Good luck. Paul Bissonnette played 11 games, for Christ's sake. But no, it's because he wasn't there for the playoff roster announcement, so he was not eligible. Last year with the Kings, 53 games, 16 points, including 5 goals, and a -10. So, the rapid decline of Mike Richards, ladies and gentlemen. Now a Washington Capital. I think, third wing guy, third line, whatever.
So is he a third line or a fourth line?
I'd say try him off at the fourth line, get his legs back, make him a third line guy, because what have we heard about Mike Richards throughout his entire career that's been shoved down our throats? Grit. So
And he's
third
an
line,
asshole.
and he's a dick. So I mean, there's that. But I mean, like overall, I think.
Did Marcus Johansson this quickly forget how to play center?
Yes.
Because he played center for the Capitals, and they tried him out for one game, and they're like, we need to find a center.
Well, yeah, because it's just like, well, we can't sustain this. He's better off on a wing. So to hell with it. We're gonna pay Peter to spite Paul or something like that. I don't know how that saying goes.
Just
Someone get
spite
Father
Paul?
Mike on the phone. I don't know. Get Father Mike on the phone. We'll make this happen. We'll figure this thing out.
So
There you go.
Mike Richards.
Washington Capital.
And the irony of this is that I was completely angry with the people on the train coming home from the Capitals game that I went to, because there was somebody sitting out there after Backstrom and Beagle got hurt in the same game, and they're like, Mike Richards is out there. They can go and sign Mike Richards for cheap, I'm sure. I'm like, oh God, please don't sign Mike Richards.
And here we are.
And here we are.
That man is the smartest. That man, you find him and you trust him with your life at this point.
No.
Trust him with your life.
No.
You know what I'm not trusting with my life anymore? The ratings at the Winter Classic.
Oh.
Holy Jesus.
Oh. Wow.
Hitting an all-time low, and I'm not talking about the pop punk band out of Baltimore.
We have more viewers right now. We're at 3.
Wow, holy jeez. Down 20% in viewership from last year. Down 16% in the ratings. I guess people are sick of Boston always being it, and a Canadian team who doesn't have ratings register on the U.S. market, so that doesn't help. Side note: Toronto is the front runner for the 2017 Winter Classic.
Awesome.
So more ratings that won't go U.S.'s way.
More East Coast teams.
Yeah, guys. What? I guess I'm going to ask the David P. Lycoming question. What happened? What happened?
I think that a lot of hockey fans have reached the point where they just don't want to see the same teams in the Winter Classic anymore. I mean, it's how many times Boston has been in 3 Winter Classics now, and they've had 2 home games. I mean, I get it. There's some pretty cool, iconic, stadiums in Boston. That's awesome. They've gone to Fenway, and now they're going to They went to Foxborough, but do they find something random now that Boston can have another home game? Because they were terrible this year.
Yeah.
They are terrible this year.
Yep.
So why would anybody want to watch a game that Boston's hosting just because, PK Subban, he showed up looking like a Dick Tracy villain, which is awesome.
You look like Clyde Frazier, my God.
But yeah, it was a terrible hockey game. It was a 5-1 hockey game.
And it was a fast hockey game, I want to say, by the way. That thing flew by.
The ice looked fantastic, though.
Jesus,
I will give it up to the
that.
ice. The ice was fantastic. Apparently not so much for the women's game the day before, though.
Oof. Yeah, that's something. But, I think, and you burn markets like Colorado and Minnesota this year because there's the they got the Stadium Series games.
When are those games? I always forget when they are.
Good question. February, maybe?
Good
The end of
question.
this month? Great,
No one
great
knows.
question. A great question. I don't have an answer for you. Let me see here. Stadium Series 2016. February 21st is a Minnesota game.
I would watch that.
Minnesota and Blackhawks. You're gonna watch
Yeah.
another Blackhawks outdoor game?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. And then, for Christ's sake, where's the Avalanche game? Of course, the Avalanche done it. February 27th for the Avalanche game. So, literally a week apart.
I hope it snows.
Oh, first off, fuck your scheduling, NHL. Like, seriously, what is this bullshit?
What did they ever do to you?
Fuck, what happened? Do we want to go down the laundry list of shit that the NHL has done to not only me, but everyone else in this goddamn show?
All right, that's true.
That's true, yeah.
We could just replay Johnny's rant from the 2007 draft show with the NHL guys in attendance.
Yep, that's true, too.
So, fuck. But yeah, dude, come on, space it out a little bit. What's the deal, guys? Tell me, especially in a playoff run, especially that close to trade deadline for the Avalanche.
I do like how the NHL puts in like almost 6 solid weeks between the Winter Classic and then the Stadium Series games, just so you can get to the point of forgetting about outdoor hockey games, and they're like, whoa, hold on, we have 2 more coming up in 2 weeks.
Wait a minute. Hey, guys, listen. I know that one was a dud, but we got 2 great ones for you. We got the Red Wings and the Avalanche. Okay, maybe it's not the best thing, but then we got something else. Don't you worry. Oh, God.
Red Wings, Avalanche. Are they going to televise the alumni game in case there's a fight?
They're going to do that because there's no women's game that they can ignore, so they can just televise the alumni game.
That's good.
Oh, God, that's fucking Jesus Christ. Oh, NHL. And then the poor, what's her name, gets injured, and they're not telling the injury at all. Eat still to this point. But they set up a Kickstarter account too. So
I saw that. $50,000.
Yeah. So someone actually brought up the fact is like, if I'm contributing to this, shouldn't I know what the injury is? Like, I mean, I'm like, that's an interesting point.
I do have a question though. At what point is it okay to set up a Kickstarter account for your medical funds, or like a GoFundMe account or whatever?
I think uninsured stuff. But I would be surprised if there was. Why were they playing without insurance? I guess is my next question. Why didn't that?
Have they been playing all season without insurance? Would be one question.
That's another good question
because
as well.
That's a bigger issue of the league and not this specific game.
That could sink the entire women's hockey division as we know it, both sides of the border. Calgary Inferno don't even have a chance.
Nope.
So I guess with the Canadian Women's Hockey League, those Canadian teams that play there are fine because of the free healthcare.
Yep, socialized medicine.
Boom. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to figure this whole thing out. My God. Anyway. Good question, though, Johnny. We will get to that in a bit. I don't know what I mean, but the Florida head office, Florida Panthers extension, which is good for them. Dale Talon, Gerald Gallant, and Tom Moreau got promoted from the Portland Panthers, the Portland Pirates, to the Florida Panthers as the associate GM, and he will probably take over the reins for Dale Talon when he retires. But the Panthers, 10-game winning streak, hottest team in the NHL, longest winning streak thus far in the NHL. Can't stop, won't stop. Look at this team go. Look at this team go.
That's nice. You can tell there's a direct correlation to the Panthers playing well and the length of Yager's hair.
There it is. And the lack of teeth.
True.
All right, boys. All-Star game. Who's amped up for this? Who's amped up for this?
I'm kind of saddened by the fact that they didn't come out with 4 jerseys.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. I mean,
I think that was pretty dumb. Only having the 2. Well, yeah, that's the first thing.
John Scott forever.
Yeah, John Scott should go.
Yeah.
I mean, the NHL allowed him to be a part of this. He should be able to go. So.
And there's 2 schools of thought on this. I I love people bitching about, Sidney Crosby's not playing, John Scott's playing. Yeah, well, they're not in the same division, asshole. So it doesn't First off, your fucking argument is invalid. So go fuck your mothers. The second part is that Sidney Crosby's not in it, and Leo Komarov is.
Well, that's why teams have to send somebody.
Yep. There you go.
Sorry that Ovi picked his boy Malkin over Cindy.
Yeah, I mean, I can believe that, especially for $1 million. I don't have a problem with John Scott going because he will actually go, unlike some of these other guys who I don't even fucking know if this roster that we have here is the finalized roster. You pick John Scott, you pick a guy who's going to go and going to enjoy himself, whereas someone like Jamie Benn or Patrice Bergeron or someone else who may have a groin injury that happens mysteriously 2 days before the All-Star game pulls out for that. If the players aren't going to take the All-Star game seriously, why should the league or the fans?
Well, I don't think that the fans didn't take the All-Star game seriously. They just wanted to see John Scott there.
Do you really believe that, John?
Let's put it this way.
Hold on for a second.
It wasn't just clicking a button. They literally had to type his name in order to get him into this. And
Have you seen the trolls on the internet and the links that they will go to?
He was the highest point getter in the, Pacific? I don't even know what division he's in.
Yeah, Pacific.
Who else is out there?
For the Pacific?
Yeah.
You got your Edmonton Oilers, so you got your young kids, your Taylor Halls, your...
Yeah, no one likes to see them.
Okay. Your Calgary Flames, you got your Johnny Gaudreau, who made it.
He's going to be there, right?
Sean Monahan's, your Mark Giordano's, who made it. You got your Sharks with your Joe Thorntons and your Patrick Marleaus, and they got
none of them are captain material.
Neither of them are going, either. That's the fun part about that. Your LA Kings, you got your Jeff Carter, your Drew Doughty's.
Drunken Drew Doughty might have been fun.
Drew Doughty would have been great.
Triple D.
That's weird to say out loud.
3D.
Your Canucks, you got your Sedins, you got your Sedins. Are both of them going? No, only one of them's going. That's not good.
Which one?
We lost. Daniel, the guy who got his teeth knocked out.
Oh, see, now you're going to be able to tell them apart.
There it is. So yeah, there's.
That'd be awesome though if there was only one of them in it, and then they switch gear in between games, so that there's a fresh Sedin ready to play for the finals.
Perfect. I love it. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, I mean,
I don't have a problem with this at all, and
I
actually
have a problem with
think
John
that
Scott going.
I think that it's absolutely hilarious that all of the people are getting all up in arms about the All-Star game when it means absolutely nothing.
Yeah, like Jeremy Roenick saying that if you vote,
you don't even get home field advantage in the Stanley Cup Finals.
Yeah,
I mean, what kind of bullshit All-Star game is this?
It's 3-on-3. Come on, I mean, Jesus Christ. Eric Carlson's in it, and he fucking.
3.
Dustin Byfuglien's in it, and he hates it. You got two guys on the All-Star team that hate the 3-on-3 format, but they're sure as shit gonna go.
So are they? They're playing on a smaller ice surface, right?
No, it's 285.
20 minutes of 3-on-3, right?
Yep. 20 minutes 3-on-3 regulation ice.
It sounds
3 games.
boring.
I know, right?
Like it's going to be boring.
Yeah,
How many people on each side?
It's 11 forwards, 3 defensemen, 2 goalie.
Why 11 forwards? Why not 9 forwards? Why are we going to have... Why don't you just make lines? Oh, well, 11, at least... Okay, 10 maybe. 10 forwards, 5 lines. Why 11 forwards? This makes no sense. 11 is a prime
They
number.
only have 3 defensemen.
Wait, hold on. I might have done that wrong. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry, 6, 3, and 1.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, that makes way more sense.
Yeah, I was
Because
gonna say
that's 2 forwards and a defenseman on 3 lines.
There you go.
And you have
But
2.
they don't have a backup goalie?
Yeah, you do. You got 2 goalies. Sorry,
So 11, 3, and 2. Or
Yeah,
6,
11,
3, and 2.
6,
That's
3,
11 total. Okay.
That's
6,
like
3, 2
that's like a full soccer team. They should have
There
just
you go.
made them play soccer for the All-Star game.
Foosball. You can't move past this.
Okay. All right.
Put together a great soccer team and make them play soccer 11 on 11 against each other for 20 minutes.
There you go.
On a full-size field. That actually would be just as much enjoyment to me.
There you go.
After what Kuznetsov did to the Bruins the other night, though,
he's not there, though.
I wish he could have been there. Did you see this? Did you see him flip the puck up in the air over the defenders' heads?
I think
Played him like a
Kuznetsov's
fiddle.
my favorite Capital now.
He could be
Yeah?
the greatest Capital ever. He has all the makings of the greatest Capital ever.
Like,
You know,
what qualities?
He's Ovechkin, but amped up to 11. He's fancy. He's fancy. He's doing that cowboy Dwayne Roberts bullshit. He's doing this crazy dipsy do slide whistle shit. Fucking love it. Christ. No, I think
What are the qualities go into being the best Capital ever?
I don't know. Russian. Score.
Russians definitely out there.
Score.
Does anybody else
Quirky.
find it crazy that Washington D.C. has, especially after the whole Cold War
McCarthy's-
thing,
Oh.
the Russians have taken over Washington D.C. as far as hockey.
Yeah, but
hockey's
the spy museum's right there.
Yeah. And we all saw the ESPN commercial.
It's true.
All right. So, by the way, if you want to go ahead and blame anybody, Brendan Saad is in place of Sidney Crosby.
Oh,
So-
Brendan Saad.
So I'll bow down to Saad.
Strong Saad.
Also, Braden. That's a
Nice.
It's a nice Saad law. Brendan Holtby, Corey Schneider on the Metropolitan Division, two of the front runners for Vezina. I like this. I like the Metro team.
I like
I'm
the
liking
Metro
what the
team a
Metro
lot.
D's doing.
I'm glad that Backstrom is going.
Yes, with Ovechkin. Put him
I
together.
like Backstrom being there for certain. A line of, well, I guess who would be the defender? Justin Falk, Backstrom, and Ovechkin.
There you go. Or McDonough.
Ooh.
You put Malkin together with Tavares,
I mean, Barry Trotz is coaching this team, so.
Saad and Giroux. There you go.
Wait, how did they decide on coaches?
I think it was top record at the end of the calendar year.
Yeah.
That's how the AHL did it, so I'm assuming that that's how the other teams are doing it. Barry Trotz, Lindy Ruff is in there as well. Who's the Gerald Gallant of the Panthers will be the Atlantic All-Star coach, and then Daryl Sutter of the Kings will have the Pacific Division at his behest. One last note: the Finnish team won the World Junior Championship in a dramatic fashion, overtime victory over Russia. Russia scored in the third period with 6.9 seconds left to throw it to overtime, and then Finland scored 3 minutes in to the overtime. Kasperi Kapanen, Sammy Kapanen's kid, with the game-winning golden goal. So the hometown Finns win it. USA finishes third, and Canada finishes somewhere in the distant past. So, all
How
the
did
hockey
that
summits
happen?
ready. How did what happen?
How did Canada finish so far back?
Well, Finland beat them.
Well, they lost to the U.S. in their first game, and then they barely went out against the Swiss, beat the Danes up, and then lost to Russia, I think.
So is this not Canada's game anymore?
Oh, it's never been. It hasn't been Canada's game for a while. I mean, they went for a long drought without a gold medal in this tournament, so I would suffice to say that this hasn't been Canada's game for a while. There's summits to figure out what's wrong. People are questioning everything, Mark.
There's summits.
Hockey summits. Hockey summits, brother. Oh, what happened, Johnny?
Lyle's gone again.
Oh, he was here and then he was gone.
Oh crap! I don't think I think with all the running around and me trying to eat dinner, I didn't turn the boxes off. Nope.
Oh, that's a shame.
I got it now.
It's fine. It's fine.
You can do it on the fly now?
Yeah. You always
Well.
could.
That's good. No, you used to. The boxes used to. It had to. I thought it was a setting when you. Never mind. When you turn the thing on, I thought it was when you started the Hangout that you had to turn.
No,
the
as long
boxes
as you add cameraman, you can go ahead and.
I
adapt
see.
that.
All right.
So there we go. Boxes on the fly. But yeah, Canada finished 6th, so they will, when they go home next year, it's they're in a group with Russia and the United States again, so it's going to be great for them. go ahead and enjoy the tournament at home. Oh boy. Oh boy. Gonna be fun. Going to be fun. Just like this All-Star game, because you know what? The Metropolitan's going to run shit. Although I do like the offensive output of the defense for the Atlantic Division with PK and Eric Carlson.
Hello.
Hey, Lyle.
Hey. I'm working good.
Adam.
I'm working good. Thanks. Yeah. Sorry. Technical difficulty beyond my control. We're good now.
It's fine. It's fine. The Googles is the thing.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, sir. How was the holidays?
Well, I liked how the NHL has decided that since you're back on the show today, they would do some things for you.
I know that was awfully decent of them. That belated Christmas gift to us, you know. Wonderful.
There we go. Yeah, like this All-Star roster. Love them. Love every bit of them.
The what?
Love every single All-Star roster we have here.
All-Star? What's that?
It's the game that everyone's mocking.
It's a Smash Mouth song.
Oh, hey now.
Exactly. No one gives a shit about the All-Star game, so let's not get up in arms when John Scott's elected. There we go.
I don't care. I stopped caring about the All-Star game. It finally jumped the shark when Rory Fitzpatrick got into the voting.
Oh yeah, and that's when you actually had to write it in.
Yeah, way back when he almost got in because of the writing. It's just it's a joke. I don't care. It's whatever. Who cares?
I say if players are gonna pull out, then fuck it. Who cares at this point? Let them have their fun in Nashville because they're gonna be so drunk. Broadway is a great place to.
They don't care. They don't care. Nobody's playing. They don't want to get hurt. Nobody cares.
That's why John Scott's gonna have 17 goals.
Yeah, exactly.
I hope he does. I hope he has a breakout, and then goes back to the I want him to be the only guy to be elected to the AHL and NHL All-Star game, and then play them on successive days because that would be tremendous.
Yeah.
Can we pitch that, John Scott for AHL All-Star? Let's make this happen.
I think at this point, Greg and Sean Leahy can do anything. So we need to just let them know.
Let them know. Let them know. Make it happen. We'll do this. Anyway, all right, so we'll get to that in a bit if we care. No, actually, you know what? Lau doesn't give a shit, so we're done with that.
Yeah,
All-Star
I don't
game
give a shit.
Dead.
Who
all right,
cares?
fuck it. Let's get the brass tacks. Ryan Johansson to the Nashville Predators for Seth Jones, who's going to CBJ. And we heard about this earlier today. A lot of people saying, hey, talks are intensifying. Things are going on. Wheels are in motion. Wow. This is it's something that almost fits both their needs. Seth Jones, who in quite of a slump, I would say, in Nashville. Hit a bit of a funk, hit a bit of a roadblock there in Nashville. He goes to a team that desperately needs defense, and he can be part of the young core building back up. Ryan Johansson was John Tortorella's most hated person in the world. And now he's off, and he gives Nashville a shot in the arm in terms of offense, because this is a team that's been needing that definite go-to guy for offense ever since Martin Erat was a thing.
Yeah, and well, first of all, it's nice to see an actual hockey trade for a change. I mean, that was fantastic, player
Don't
for
worry,
player.
we'll get to the garbage trade later.
Oh yeah, I know that one's coming. Yes, I know. We are still in the salary cap era, of course. I'm just emphasizing the point. It's nice to see a hockey trade for a change. Yes, you're right. It should address both teams' needs, as you said. I mean, Ryan Johansson is already proven himself as a first line center. Yeah, this season's been a bit of a rocky one for him, but the last two, I mean, he was just absolutely dynamite. So you know, I think he'll be a good fit with them. Mark, what are you laughing at? What?
I'm laughing at
Mulummy or something, or what?
ridiculous text messages.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm just like, why is he laughing at me? I started talking and he starts laughing.
He's laughing with you.
Yeah, like John Scott. We're laughing with him, not at him.
I would never, ever laugh at John Scott. That's
no. The only thing I would say to John Scott, I just have one question. Are you going to run? And when he says no, I'm going to say, and how the fuck are you going to catch me? Because I'll be off, man. You never seen a 53-year-old man do a friggin' 100-yard dash in under 5 seconds like you're going to see.
But you have snowsuit shoes on. How are you going to get
I know! That's what's going to make it even more impressive, Scotty. Man, I low running them things. But anyway, Yeah, I think Ryan Johansson, he should be a good fit there with Nashville. I mean, stick him on the first line with Philip Forsberg and James Neal. I think that should work out for them, and it gives him a chance to play on a roster that it's a deeper, there's more talent on it, a little more established talent, and there's veteran leadership in that room, because that's the one thing that with the Blue Jackets that they've been criticized about this season is an actual lack of real veteran leadership there. Ryan Johansson, if he decides that he doesn't feel up to playing, I mean, he's going to have to answer to Shea Weber, and that's just, and Mike Fisher, guys like that, guys that he respects. He's going to play well, and there's, stability behind the bench there. Peter Laviolette, good coach there. So I think he's going to a good situation there in Nashville. And conversely, like you said, with Seth Jones, he's definitely blossoming into a top 2 defenseman. I mean, yeah, you're going to have some fits and starts, but let's not forget, I think he's, 20 this year? Yeah, and in his 3rd full NHL season, so, he still has considerable potential. I think that he'll be a good fit there with John Tortorella. John Tortorella loves him, the shot-blocking defenseman, and guys, defensemen that can carry the puck but can also, play well responsibly in their own zone. So I think he's going to be a good fit there as well. The one thing I'm surprised about is I really would have thought that the Blue Jackets could have gotten a little bit more. I would have thought, okay, Seth Jones plus maybe a prospect, Seth Jones, maybe even a 2nd-round draft pick, but it was a straight-up deal. But Seth Jones develops the way that everybody expects that he will, then yeah, we'll look back on this trade perhaps in 5 years' time and go, yeah, that was a fair trade. Each team got what they wanted.
Isn't it harder to find a true first-line center than a puck-moving defenseman, though?
Well, I would agree with you there, Johnny. In most cases, it is. But when you're talking a guy like Seth Jones, though, he brings a little bit something extra to the table. I mean, yet puck-moving defenseman, absolutely. But, I mean, he's also developing into a very responsible guy behind his own blue line. So sometimes a lot of these puck-moving defensemen, yeah, they tend to, their defense isn't quite as up to snuff as it is. Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Guys like that. Sure, great guys to have out there on the power play, especially things like that. But I think with Seth Jones, we're looking at a genuine guy that in 5 years' time could very well be a contender for the Norris Trophy. So, this is where it could, definitely become, as I said, it has the potential to be 1-for-1. Right now, in the short term for this season, definitely favors the Predators, because Ryan Johansson is ready to go. 23 years old. He's got two quality seasons under his belt already. We already know he's got 30-goal and 70-point potential. So right off the bat, I think that's in the short term, that's a great fit it favors the Preds. Long haul, though, it could balance out if Seth Jones develops as we expect.
Uh-oh.
Scotty, you're muted.
There we go.
There we go.
Hit the button.
Scotty, you are
I pulled a mark.
Yeah,
Mark
we'll call that a mark.
That's what we're calling it for 2016.
Yeah, pulled a mark. Because he always.
That sounds painful.
Yeah,
I pulled a mark.
That's different than what.
It's better than pulled a Yager. In any case, that's not the only thing for CBJ. Kirby Reichel, apparently, it came out that he wanted to trade. Apparently, this is a week where every young player comes out from their agent saying, "Hey, I wanted to trade earlier in the season.
I don't want to be here.
I don't want to like it here." I'm surprised. Kirby, like when I saw this, I'm like, okay, well they can't be traded. Maybe that's trade you had more like Kirby Reichel. I don't know what's going to happen here. But Kirby Reichel now the next guy who wants out of the CBJ train. Good idea, bad idea to get rid of him. I mean, if he's unhappy, who gives a might as well not have him spoil the rest of the roster, right?
Well, yeah, but the thing is, he's on an entry-level deal, and he's waiver exempt. So stick him down into the minors, that sort of thing. There's no pressure to move him. I would have thought that if they were going to trade him, Perhaps they might have bundled him with Johansson, maybe try and see if they could have made get a bigger package, sort of a package deal. But that is what it is. There are teams that are interested in Kirby Reichel. I mean, he's got good size. He's got some scoring potential. But the word out of Columbus apparently is the Jackets management, they're unwilling to trade him. So they still want to give him a chance. I think see how things are going to develop. And who knows? We may see more of him up in the lineup now that Johansson's gone. Perhaps that'll free up a roster spot, and they can kind of bump him back into the lineup. Who can say? But for now, they're not going to move him, even though there was a trade request. And that trade request, by the way, was apparently made back in September when it was revealed he wasn't going to make the final cut and was going to be head back down to the minors. So evidently, maybe that's changed since then. There were teams that were interested. I remember back in October and early November, there was a lot of talk. There was something like 7 or 8 teams that had interest in him, but they don't want to move him right now.
And he wasn't even the biggest fish to fry. Jonathan Drouin. Wow. Now, this is a guy who, obviously, we all slated it's going to be the next Marty St. Louis to set up Steve Stamkos. It's going to be great. That's fine. One learns from another, blah. So that ended horribly. And now we're looking at Johnny Drouin in the minors in Syracuse. And he is apparently, according to Alan Walsh, requested a trade in November, didn't like the direction. All right, now, all that aside, for the moment, Steve Yzerman, how has he gone from highly regarded guy to trading Marty St. Louis, the franchise guy, after a rift there because of the pettiness between the Canadian roster, which
actually ultimately turned out to be a good move.
Yes, absolutely. Now you got the Stamkos thing looming over. Now you got the Drouin thing looming over. How's he going to get out of this one?
Tune in next week to discover. Yes. Real cliffhanger. Well, first of all, a lot of this is being kind of overplayed by the media right off the bat. No, I know, the devil you say. But it is. It's being overblown by the media. I mean, Stamkos, there's still no rush to sign this guy. They've got until July 1st. There's plenty of time to sign him. It got to the point where Stamkos, after all that kerfuffle, from their visit in Toronto last month, where he basically came out to the Tampa media and said, "Look, I have not requested a trade. I don't want to leave here. I want to stay here." And he went as far as to say that both sides are still talking as far as contract goes, but that's as far as he was willing to go with it, because he was denying that, that's it, there's been no talks, that, there's a rift developing between him and John Cooper. It was just reaching a point where he had to go and say something to the media. And you can bet that Steve Yzerman, that was with Yzerman's blessing, that he'd go ahead and do that, because they wanted to keep this out of the media, and they still have. Both sides are being respectful of the process. They're not doing this through the press. But it was just reaching a point where things were getting out of hand. And a lot of it was, of course, stoked by the media in Toronto. Oh, yes, he wants to get out of there. Oh, he doesn't like a hero. He doesn't like that. It's this and that and the other thing. But they could trade him at the trade deadline if he's not re-signed. It's like, no, guys, no. The day that's going to happen, we will know probably within an hour if that trade happens. It'll come that quick if it reaches that point. But a lot of the thought is Stamkos wants to stay in Tampa Bay, and he's willing to make some concessions if he has to. I mean, the honest assumption is, well, he's going to want 8 years and $84 million like Taves and Kane got. I think he knows that that's not what he's going to get, but I think he knows he's going to be very well paid. I think he's also very well aware that he's got a lot of teammates there that are also going to need to be well paid. Okay, so it's up to Yzerman to determine what kind of contract they're going to get. The thing with Yzerman is, he spent all those years in the Detroit system, and he knows that, listen, there's back and forth and everything like that, but at the end of the day, you're not going to rush and do anything. I mean, the St. Louis thing, that was kind of forced on him because of the Olympics and all of that. The the Stamkos situation, he's got till July 1st. There's plenty of time. If he doesn't trade him before, if he can't sign him before July 1st, he can trade his rights at the draft. Even the week before the draft, he can shop his rights. You don't think he won't get anything for those rights? They're like hell. He'll get, he won't do much worse than what he could get at the trade deadline. Because let's be honest, that's not going to be easy to find a good suitor there, especially him with a full no movement clause. And as far as Drouin goes, Drouin has no leverage whatsoever. I saw people this week comparing this situation to Kyle Turris with the Arizona Coyotes 4 years ago, when the Coyotes wound up trading him to Ottawa, and all they got back David Rundblad, who turned out to be a bust. He's now playing in Switzerland, and a second-round pick. This is nowhere even comparable to that, because Kyle Turris back then. The Turris and the Coyotes were in the middle of a contract standoff. Coyotes had to get him signed before December 1st, or risk him sitting out, be ineligible to play for the rest of the season. So I knew the minute they signed him, I think it was just a day or two, not very long before the December 1st deadline, everybody knew he was going to be traded within a couple of weeks. Everybody knew that was going to happen, and he was. Drouin's case is not the same. He's in the second year of an entry-level contract. He's got another year to go. He has no leverage whatsoever here. None. He can't turn around and say, well, I'll do a contract holdout. Okay, whatever. Good luck with that, kid. Talk to us in the summer of 2017. We'll see. So why would he rush and make a trade? I mean, I saw, I think it was Bob McKenzie was suggesting that, well, I think he will get a better return if he moved him within the next 10 days than if he moved him at the trade deadline, or at the draft. I'm like, are you nuts? No, he won't. No, he won't. Absolutely not. And he has no reason to move this guy right now. So, and none of these things are connected. Everybody's been kind of trying to draw the line of, oh, well, there was St. Louis thing, and now the Stamkos, he's not under contract. Oh, my God, this thing with John Cooper. It's like, okay, one young player is kind of butting heads with John Cooper, okay? But Tyler Johnson, Andre Palat, Nikita Kucherov, okay? Victor Hedman, Ben Bishop. I can go on. These younger players they have who have been playing well for John Cooper. Okay? So this whole thing, oh, Cooper's the problem. I don't think that that's the case, in terms of when it comes to Jonathan Drouin. Stamkos says that he doesn't have a rift with John Cooper, and he's going to play wherever he wants to play. I'll take Stamkos at his word. But as I said, there's less than 7 months to go until he has to be re-signed. So what's the big deal? Anze Kopitar still isn't signed. We were supposed to hear news that he was going to be signed in January, and that hasn't happened yet. So a lot of this is dumping on Yzerman, that all of a sudden he went from the golden child to now he's doing a horrible job as GM of the Lightning. It's ridiculous. These things come up when you're a general manager. It's going to be a measure of how he addresses this, both situations, Stamkos and Drouin, that that's when we'll kind of see from the fallout of all of that just what kind of a general manager he is. But right now, just based on Stamkos isn't signed and you got a young player who's not happy, that doesn't mean anything.
Nah, fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. He stole our waitress in St. Paul. Fuck him.
You gonna steal somebody else's waitress?
I wasted 7 minutes and you just summed it all up in 3 seconds.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Well, that's what I do. I know. Dream. Just ask anybody I know.
Wasn't my dream.
True.
I mean, it's interesting just the parallels. It just seems that Tampa is just a nice little bed of just sitting there quietly, but when the top guy starts to wander around and like TSN links, it seems that people like to throw that out of proportion. He does have it. There's a good core there. So if they lose Stamkos, they lose Drouin. You got the triplet line, you got Ben Bishop, but you start from the back end out.
And I guarantee you, if they weren't in the place where they are in the standings right now, where they're just outside the playoff picture, if they were where they were this time a year ago, you wouldn't be seeing half of this right now. People would be going, well, Stamkos isn't signed, but they're playing well and they're a cup contender, so now they're not going to trade him. Joanne's not happy. Yeah, it's that kid to the minors. Give him a yada yada. Let him earn his spurs. That's what you'd see, but because they're sitting just outside the playoff picture, some pundits are taking that and running with it, going, oh my God, there's a calamity happening in Tampa Bay. A calamity. A calamity. Calamity.
Calamity is a word that needs to come back.
It does. I love that word. I do. That's one of my favorite going out of style words. Calamity. Especially when you say it that way, because it makes Mark laugh. That's why.
Exactly. Mark's had that. He's ready to go. He likes himself some calamity.
Calamities. There you go. Calamity. I watched that over my vacation too.
Oh, did you?
Oh, and I loved it. It still holds up so well. Pardon me?
Did you get the DVD?
No, I didn't. But it
was
actually
on TV. Hold on.
No, it wasn't on TV. No, I watched it because it's on YouTube. It's on YouTube.
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Everything's on YouTube now, brother. No, it was on YouTube. I actually did have it taped, and I burned it to a DVD years and years ago. But I know, right? 10 years ago.
Taped, but I burned it.
Yeah, no. I taped it in 1999, and then I burned it to a DVD in 2006. So because of course back then it was like, oh my God, everything taped, go and burn it to a DVD, and this was before YouTube, and now it's just like, why do I have all these DVDs sitting around I never watch because everything's on YouTube and Netflix now.
And now I have a whole bucket full of actual DVDs that I bought.
I have a DVD of the 1980 USA-USSR hockey game.
Well, that's worth keeping.
Because we put it on, we took it from VHS and put it on DVD.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, because that's worth keeping.
I've been selling all my physical media. I sold about a third of my CDs and about a third of my DVDs too. So it's just like, wow, there's still places around here that'll take it. Holy shit! But apparently,
I'm leery about getting rid of all this stuff though, because years and years ago I got rid of my record collection, and now vinyl's making a comeback. I said, bastards!
That's what they're saying about CDs in 10 years. Is that it's going to be the same kind of thing?
But no, but it's not, because the same thing. You could have said the same thing about baseball cards. Like all these people got rid of their baseball cards in like the 60s and 70s, and then when the 80s and 90s came along and baseball cards were all the rage, the ones from the 30s and 40s and 50s became really, really popular, or really for collectors, really popular. But now, 30 years after the 80s and 90s came around, there were so many of those baseball cards made that it doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, well in the 80s and 90s,
has a Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card. It doesn't matter.
The value goes way down.
Has a Alanis Morissette CD. It doesn't matter.
No, I don't.
True,
I don't. No.
I don't.
Alanis Morissette. No.
I got a couple of jewels, but that's about it. I don't have.
I got a couple of jewels too.
Are they right next to your Blues Traveler 4 CD?
I actually do have the Blues Traveler 4 CD and Hootie and the Blowfish Crack Review.
As you should.
Well, as you should. There's just some things that are beyond mocking. Come on.
That's probably right. That's probably right next to your Please Haber Don't Hurt 'Em CD.
I never owned that one, sadly.
What? I did. I have to admit, I did own that one. I temporary loss of sanity back in 1990.
Did you go insane in the brain?
Oh, I still do. I still do. Because a cracker like me is going insane.
Chumbawamba Tum Thumping CD is a bad one too.
Oh, I see. You make fun of Alanis Morissette, but then
I did.
Yeah. I did. No, I love me Cypress Hill back in the day, man. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Did somebody order the London Symphony Orchestra? Possibly while high. Cypress Hill, I'm looking at you.
Oh, man.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Oh, my.
Speaking of high, what the hell was Dean Lombardi thinking? Acquiring Vinny LeCavier and Luke Shen and giving away last year's AHL MVP Jordan Whale and a third-round pick to Philadelphia. Ron Hextall, it must be cold because he fleeced Dean Lombardi there.
I don't think it's a fleecing.
I think it's a complete fleece.
No, no fleece at all. No fleece-orama whatsoever. Yeah, AHL MVP. Yeah, that and friggin' $5 will get you a friggin' cup of coffee at Starbucks, my friend.
I'm just saying,
the guy played 10 games.
Clavier.
He played 10 games this season with the Kings. Barely. He was up and down. He's on to it. So Will had no future with the Kings.
It's not even about that. It's
What
about
this
Lecavalier somehow leaving the fucking organization.
Yeah, and you,
contract.
No. Because here's what makes it work. Okay, first of all, the Flyers are picking up 50% of Lecavalier's remaining cap hit, but most importantly, Lecavalier is retiring at the end of this season. Cap hit gone, just like that. That's why that deal got made. If he wasn't retiring at the end of this year, at the end of the season, this deal doesn't happen. And I think, and Lecavalier has to know. Obviously he does because he's retiring. But he's done. He's done. But what this is two guys that used to work together, Lombardi and Hextall. Okay, they used to work together. They're friends. This is a deal where they're just kind of helping each other out here in a way. Because first of all, I think that bringing in Lecavalier and Luke Schenn, I think that indicates that Matt Green and Kyle Clifford, their injuries are more serious. They're going to be out longer than anticipated. Somebody had suggested that, maybe that means that Jeff Carter is hurt more seriously. That's why they're bringing Lecavalier. No. Okay, that stopped being a comparable 4 years ago. No. All right, Lecavalier is going to be seeing fourth line, maybe some third line duty if he's lucky, but he is not a top six forward anymore. Everybody knows that. He just wants a chance to play. This is a one last kick at the cap for him because look at where the Kings are in the standings. This is a team that can, as we know, can make noise in the playoffs. So I think he knows that's why he agreed to waive his movement clause. He knows he's going to a good place there. Luke Schenn, that's a better pickup for the Kings. Again, Matt Green, he's going to be out. He probably won't be back until probably the playoffs. So they needed to have to bring somebody in there, and they're picking up half of his cap hit, by the way. So that's 1.8 mil of Luke Schenn's cap hit being picked up by the Philadelphia Flyers. So again, without that happening, that deal doesn't get done. But look at Ron Hextall shedding that cap space, moving the unmovable contracts. Chris Pronger last summer trading his rights to Arizona. That was brilliant. That was feckin' brilliant. Okay? Though, mind you, that was Don Maloney saying, yeah, sure, we can afford to carry that for a year. Sure. You give us you're going to give us a decent defenseman, Nicholas Gross? Yep, done and done. Oh, yeah, here's Sam Gagner.
Number two, by the way, the Arizona Coyotes have announced they're retiring Hall of Famer Chris Pronger's number.
Wow,
of course they are. Of course they are.
Are they holding it the same night as Ray Bork night?
It's the same night as Ray Bork all night.
But then you turn around and getting rid of Lecavalier, and listen, I've said it, other people have said it, that this is going to be the only way that they could move him was if they agreed to pick up half of that remaining cap hit, and then maybe hope that he would retire at the end of this season or at the end of next season. And he's going to retire at the end of this season. Beauty. And I just think Lecavalier just realized, because the guy is just sitting there rotting. Really. He's just sitting there in Philadelphia. He was more in the press box than he was playing. They obviously didn't want him. It's like here's a shot for you to go to LA, maybe get some regular minutes, maybe on a fourth line, maybe even third. Way you go. What do you say? A chance maybe to go to winter one more time. So I think he saw that and saw the sense in it. So it's a deal, believe it or not, that works for both teams in the short term. Away goes that cap space for the Flyers because again, Luke Schenn is an unrestricted free agent at the end of this season, so that's not going to carry over beyond this season for the Flyers. And Lecavalier retires, and people are under the impression that because Lecavalier is over 35, that if he retires, his salary will still count. No, he signed that contract before he was 35. He retires, that cap hit disappears.
So no cap recapture. So it takes
No cap recapture penalty on that one.
That would be an awful penalty if every player over the age of 35 that retired, you'd have to get like 2/3 of their salary for the remainder of the contract.
Well, yeah, and that's why you can't. That's why they say it's the over 35 rule. Is if you signed that contract in the year of your birthday, like that was the whole thing. That's where Paul Holmgren got burned when he signed Chris Pronger, and Peter Chiarelli did with Tim Thomas. Because they thought, well, no, they're not 35 yet, so we can sign them. Sparky, if they turn 35 before the start of the next season, they're considered 35. So that's the way that worked. It was weird, I know, but that's how we all learned back in the last CBA. So that's why. Sense. Yeah, and that's why you don't see. That's why you see teams being very careful now when they sign, players that are just about to turn 35. So yeah. So anyway, because it's like you're saying, if they didn't have that rule, oh my Jesus, you'd have so many. Their teams wouldn't be able to afford to bring in players.
Yager's on a 25-year deal.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Yager's fantastic, by the way. Can I say I like this version of Jaromir Jagr? I like him since he came back from Russia. He's loosened up. He's happy. He's yeah.
I'm saying this as a Caps fan because he was
I know.
In Washington, but I do like Jaromir Jagr now.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's hard not to.
Yeah, well, he was really moody before then, and and he had it. Well, and I suppose being in hock to to gamblers who will do that to you, had a little bit of the old gambling problems there. But no, he's. I mean, come on, who didn't love that epic thing where the little Czech supermodel was going to blackmail him for $2,000 with a picture of him sleeping next to her in the bed. He's just like, I don't care what you do. It's like, oh, you've been Yagered. Oh. I want to start the hashtag. Next time he does something like that, I'm just going to do a hashtag That's So Jagr. Next week on That's So Jagr.
Yeah, he can throw Czech Karuna into Volga River now.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. But he's playing fantastic too. He's playing fantastic with Barkov and Huberdeau down there in Florida. Just
Barkov's turned into a star, though.
Oh yeah, big time. And Huberdeau is give him another year. He's still coming along, but yeah, definitely. But they got something special on the go there in Florida. I like that team. I do like that team.
It's too bad their jerseys are going to be shit next year.
Yeah, I know. Why ruin a good? Stop ruining a good thing. Jeez.
This wasn't even Adidas' fault either.
No.
Stupid team's fault.
Yeah, no, stupid owner's fault. I'm sure the players are going, what? But anyway.
Well, when I mean team, I mean ownership. I don't mean the
my bad. And hey, how about Roberto Luongo? Bobby Lou is reborn in Florida. There is starting to be some talk about him being in line for the Vezina Trophy this year if he keeps playing.
Get right out of town.
That's what's happening, dude. I'm serious. There's some talk that
from
Bobby Lou could be there.
From Lyle right now.
No, not for me. No. My choice, my lock is Braden Holtby. Braden Holtby for the Vezina this year.
If you want to be on this show anymore, it's Braden Holtby.
No. But no, I'm not even saying that just because y'all are Caps fans. I'm not saying that because you guys are y'all are Caps fans. I'm just saying because it's a fact. The best goaltender in the NHL right now. The best goaltender in the NHL right now is Braden Holtby.
He has 3 second stars of the month so far this season.
What's it going to take for a brother to get a first star of the month? I'm telling you.
John Scott to get elected.
I'm telling you, I like the look of the Capitals now a lot better than the Caps team back
after
6 years ago.
That Mike Richards addition is just.
Yep, the Mike Richards ad's going to be great.
Oh well, there you go. That's one that's over the top. Nah. Listen, it doesn't hurt. I mean, $1 million prorated salary doesn't hurt. I mean, obviously, with Jay Beagle, the injury that he suffered, they had to find a replacement. Bring the guy in, give him a chance. Okay, if he's cleaned up his act, he knows this is his only right now his best shot of proving himself. He's got to put all that other crap behind him and get his career back on track. Well, here's your chance, brother. Here's your chance. And meets up with the former teammate Justin Williams from the Kings. So there is that there as well. But hey, why not? I like it. Why the hell not? Take a chance. Could work out for you. You're not giving up an asset.
And yeah, exactly. And I mean, it's veteran leadership. It's a guy who's been. They got Justin Williams there who can help him out. It's all kinds of things falling into place.
Well, and this is part of it too. Remember, that's what they were saying the last couple of years of the Capitals was that good talent, but they're kind of lacking that leadership. So they brought in some of that leadership with Justin Williams. Now you're bringing it in with Mike Richards, and I know his critics are going to laugh. Go, oh, what leadership? Oh, yeah, he's going to lead them to the oxycodone table. but
it's
seriously,
actually not a bad place though.
Nah. Yeah, the oxycodone table. Yeah, but yeah. Approach with extreme caution that table, because there be dragons at that table. Mm.
Well, if you take the good stuff, it is.
There be dragons there. Anyway,
you can see a lot of dragons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You might imagine dragons.
Both eyes will be in the same socket.
Radioactive.
Mm-hmm.
Radioactive.
But yeah. But no, hey, but they've got some. But seriously, Mike Richards, I think, if he plays at least up to the shows that he wants to prove himself, and he's trying to fight his way back. I mean, that could be a good thing for the Capitals as well. A guy who wants to prove himself, it could work out.
Absolutely, and it's it doesn't hurt to have another guy who's been there.
Even before they brought Mike Richards in, I liked the look of the Capitals team. I really did. This a lot more balanced than the high flying club that they had 6 years ago. A lot more balance now. The goaltending's definitely there. The defensive play is definitely there now. Still got a lethal off it. Kuznetsov, I love that kid. I'm telling you.
The games that I've seen the Caps play recently. Maybe it was just because it was part of this streak that they were on and such, but it seemed like they were kind of I don't know exactly how to say it, for lack of an easier way to say it, they were kind of taking Braden Holtby for granted. It was one of those things where they were like, oh, he got by me, it's all right, Braden's gonna save it, type of thing, and I just don't like that mentality.
But by the same token, though, too, it does free a team up. It makes them a little looser, that they're not worrying that if I fuck up, the puck's going to end up in my net. You know what I mean? That Holtby's there.
Yeah.
Hello, Montreal Canadiens, right? But here's the thing, too. You guys notice that there's been several teams have gone on these long winning streaks, and they look fantastic, and then they just fall right off to nothing. I mean, Montreal, obviously, they're pissing me off so much, but regardless. But the Habs, obviously, a big factor. New York Rangers, another one. Dallas Stars, for the first 2 months of the 2.5 months, they had it all their own way, and now, geez, the wheels are starting to come off defensively again. The goaltending's looking shaky. Defensively, they're not very disciplined, so they're starting to fall off. So, I look at the Capitals, and I'm sitting there, and I'm thinking that their coaching is going to make the difference. I really do think that that's going to make the difference. Those other teams that I mentioned, coaching's okay. I mean, no disrespect to Lindy Ruff and all of that, but they don't have who the Capitals have.
Yeah. It's hard to have what the Caps have. It's just years of terrible.
But it's just everything just seems to be coming into balance, that perfect balance now for the Capitals. Strong coaching, obviously, superstars, with like Ovechkin and Backstrom but rising stars like Kuznetsov, and a new star now in Braden Holtby. But superb goaltending. You're getting good balance on the defense now. It's like this could be the year, guys. I'm not trying to say it to jinx you, but this could be the year.
The interesting part about this, too, is that the Caps have been playing really well without Brooks Orpik.
Yes.
And John Carlson has been hurt recently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, they haven't been as good, but it's the missing parts they have. Orpik's been out for most of the year,
23 games, I think, or something like that.
But he's going to be coming back to the lineup soon.
Yeah,
There was
Sure.
talk, by the way. There was just very, very quickly. There was
Dustin
some. Yeah, I don't know if you guys touched on that or not. That
No.
was mentioned. That was mentioned briefly on the weekend. Sports, Hockey Night in Canada's Elliot Friedman. He was saying that if it looked like he was going to miss the rest of the season and stay on long-term injured reserve, a couple of sources were saying that well, maybe they might look into Dustin Byfuglien, but with Orpik coming back, that's not going to happen because they can't. With Orpik coming back, they can't afford to take on Dustin Byfuglien's salary.
Good.
So.
Yeah. There we go. Plus Caps 3-on-3 team. We don't need that.
That's true. That is true. We
Scott
already
Gomez.
have enough 3-on-3.
Exactly. Scott Gomez says he still has some left in the tank, but who gives a crap about Scott Gomez anymore? Let's be
Well,
honest.
somebody might.
And he
You never know.
contributes.
Somebody might.
Wouldn't you pick Mike Richards over Scott Gomez? Is that something?
Well, there
Caps
you
could have had Scott Gomez. Jeez.
Yeah.
go.
The Mike Richards pickup looks so much better now.
Yeah, but again, you can never say never in these situations. You just never know. Teams get desperate, especially, you get near the trade deadline's only, 6-7 weeks away now, 7
I
weeks?
don't know. I don't have a new calendar yet.
7 weeks,
so
I think. Yeah, let me count.
Go with 7 weeks.
Let me count here. 1, 2, 3.
7 assists in
7.
21 games for Scott Gomez.
Just less than 8 weeks away. So
Less than tick off 8 weeks.
the end of next month. I love being able to say that now. The end of next month,
Literally the February 29th. Like
February
it's the literally
29th.
last possible day.
and that's a Monday, kids. So
Monday.
long weekend. If you're into that sort of thing. Anyway.
Well, technically that's a place that doesn't exist. November 29th. That
February
exists. February
29th.
29th.
February
Doesn't
29th.
exist.
No day. No day.
No day.
And while we're talking, another rumor comes in
Yeah.
regarding Jonathan Drouin.
Yeah.
Sportsnet's Eric Engels. Oh, well, okay, I like Eric.
Yeah, I do too.
So the Habs are one of two teams to reach out. So apparently.
Oh Jesus, that's out of the frying
Oh no,
pan
I'm
into the
sorry.
fryer.
That's no, sorry. CTV's Brian Watt. Well, Brian's not too bad.
Brian
too.
Well's not bad either.
Yeah, that the Canadians are aggressively pursuing. Hey, I'm sure there are 29 teams that are aggressively pursuing Jonathan Drouin, but honestly, I would love to see Montreal get this kid, but I don't see Steve Yzerman trading
In the
with.
division.
Well, I could see him trading in the division, but not to such a bitter rival as Montreal, because these two teams have established a little heated rivalry in the last couple of seasons, and I really don't think he'd be keen to ship Drouin to a rival like Montreal. I could see it like maybe Toronto or something like that, but no. And definitely not Florida. Oh, mama. No, I think... ahead.
And you want to talk about out of the frying pan into the fryer? Ask Louis LeBlanc how it feels like to be a francophone going to the Canadians at a young age with so much high expectation.
Jesus. Oh, yeah. Yeah, but... Hey, what the hell? You got to try, right?
Where the hell is Louis
Look
LeBlanc?
into it. What the hell?
Yeah, where is he?
I'm trying to find out. I think he is.
Who? Jonathan Drouin?
No, Louis
Oh,
LeBlanc.
Louis LeBlanc. He's in Switzerland now.
Is he in Switzerland? I didn't
He's
know
in
if he was in
Switzerland.
Switzerland or if he was. By the way, shout out to Team Canada that won the Spangler Cup.
Yes. Hooah! That took some of the sting off of the thing.
That took the sting off of the sting.
That took some of the sting off the World Junior thing.
Where is Louis LeBlanc? Born 19 close. He's playing in Slovakia.
Oh, well, that's just kind of
Is he part of
next
the
door to.
He
It's easy to
played
miss. It's easy to
played
miss
for the
Slovakia.
KHL.
Chuck all the way down there.
He played for Bratislava, and then he got demoted to Zilna.
There you go.
In
Oh,
Zilna, 3 goals
poor
and an
kid.
assist in 4 games, so he's point
Oh,
per game
man.
guy. In,
I remember that draft.
In the AHL of the KHL.
I remember that draft in Montreal, and I was just like, oh. That turns out that's the one and only time that kid wound up getting a standing ovation in Montreal.
Yep, out of 50 games, did not do much.
No, he did
5
not.
goals, 5 assists in 50 games.
Yep.
If you're scoring at home, or even if you're alone, that's bad.
That very bad.
It's not so
Yeah.
good balls.
Nah.
And then, yeah, pretty craptastic year. Last year in the AHL and the year before. Should have stayed at Harvard, kid. Should have stayed at Harvard.
Mm.
Oh, well. can you do? Do we have any other bag of fun stuff, Lyle? I just have something about Zach Werenski going to Columbus.
Go ahead.
He says he's not happy in Michigan, not happy with how Michigan's playing. The captain of the World Junior team for the USA, and the question is now, and a lot of people have posed this: is it a good thing for him, considering that Columbus is considering this a lost season? Like, is it better for his development to leave Michigan now and turn pro mid-season? Or is he better off staying in the college game and honing his stuff there, and then waiting for the Columbus Blue Jackets to be, regroup themselves in 2016-17?
I would think, it could be, this could be a case where he doesn't have anything else left to prove at the collegiate level. I mean, if that's the case, why stick around there if when you have an opportunity perhaps to move on to better competition and advance your career. I mean, that was, we've talked about Jonathan Drouin earlier in the show, and one of the big things was how it was considered a mistake by the Lightning to have sent Drouin back to the Halifax Moosehead for his final year in junior. They should have kept him on the roster. Well, it was a case of damned if you do, damned if you don't, because if you keep him on the roster and he's not up to speed, you set the kid's development back a year. But on the other hand, they sent him back to the Quebec Major Junior League where he had nothing left to prove. And so that didn't really help his development either. It would have been better if he could have gone to the AHL, but unfortunately, under the current rules, they don't allow that to happen. So in this case, maybe that's what's going on here, and maybe, if he's not feeling challenged at the collegiate level, and there's an opportunity. How old is this kid?
18.
Ooh.
He's a 97. But he could go to the AHL.
If he can go to the AHL, then that would be fine.
Because of the fact that he was drafted out of college and not out of a junior.
Okay.
And the 20-year-old rule only accounts if you have junior eligibility and play for a junior team.
Well, then absolutely. In that instance, then you can go to the AHL, not to the big dance. I would be leery about him going, trying to join the Blue Jackets. Yeah, okay, the Blue Jackets are a train wreck right now. Do you really want to introduce him to the horror that is John Tortorella at midseason on a floundering team right now? And he's just no. So, if he can go to the AHL, that could do him good for a half season. Why not?
It wouldn't hurt. His FYI, his OHL rights are owned by the London Knights and Dale Hunter's crew. So, it's something that he could do. He could go that route as well if he wanted to, and go to London.
Just don't let him catch you with your pants down. That's
exactly.
Yeah. Make sure you lock your bathroom door.
It's true.
And now.
If we've learned nothing from Minnesota.
We've learned nothing from Minnesota. Well, I learned from Minnesota. That was still hilarious. My God. I just finished up and I'm washing my hands and, oh, sorry. I'm like, hey, you're Dale Hunter.
At least you didn't turn on you. At least you didn't turn.
That was hilarious. I said, let me finish washing my hands and I'll shake your hand. You laughed. That was hilarious.
Oh goodness! I was trying to find the story that I found.
What was this rant I overheard you talk about that Johnny did at the 2007 draft in front of NHL personnel?
Johnny, go ahead.
Oh yeah.
What was this rant?
This was the year that Carl Alzner got picked in the first round.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And it was basically like a foregone conclusion that the Caps were going to pick Carl Alzner if he was there.
Right.
And Scotty was already in Calgary.
Mm-hmm.
Had talked to Alzner with the
Many
Hitman.
times.
Cool.
So I had literally worked for an entire month on the Caps press people in order to get an interview with Carl Alzner after the Caps picked him, if that's what it came down to. And we're literally standing there like waiting to have an interview, and the NHL PR guys like come in and they're like, hey, we got to go, and like walk away with Alzner. And we're like standing there like looking at the Caps PR guys, and the Caps guys are like, and just kind of like walk away. Like nothing had happened. So Columbus was the year that we had the live show. That was outside of the R-Bar. And I kind of went into the story and was kind of pissed off, to be honest, because I had wasted a lot of time.
Yeah,
in order to
try
try
and legwork. Yeah.
Interview.
Yeah.
And the Caps or the NHL PR guys were eating lunch at the R Bar outside while we were doing the show.
So you were tearing the strip off them while the guys were sitting there. Good. Good.
Yeah, they
Hope
deserved
those mofos heard every friggin' word too.
They deserved it.
That's cold, man. Don't
So-
do that.
Yeah,
shit.
that's when Nate Yule was still there, and
Yeah, it was.
yeah,
He
so-
actually, I feel like he felt bad about it. Like you could tell, like on his face, he was kind of like, "Oh shit!"
well,
Like
great.
there's literally nothing that they could have done about it. But
Mm.
I was not happy.
Well, yeah, I don't blame you, man. That's
Pretty
kind
shit.
of.
But we got free hotels out of it, so whatever.
Oh.
we got free hotels.
Not because of that.
I was gonna say, well, awfully
I did a hell
lovely.
of a job marketing our.
I was gonna say that
our
that's
show.
one hell of an apology. It's like, look, we had to rip the guy away from you, but we're gonna comp your hotel. Really?
Here's the
That was
problem.
Damn. Yeah.
That was by
Four
far
different
the best
hotels.
marketing job that I've ever done for this show.
Yeah.
I got us free hotels, one hotel room
Nice.
for 2 nights at 5 different hotels.
Nice.
That was
How'd
what,
you
like
swing that, man?
$2,000-ish, I guess that we. I used to have free time at work because I didn't really feel like doing what I was doing at work, and I would email like hotels in the area that we were doing the draft, and I would say like, hey, I have a group of radio hosts coming to the draft, blah blah blah. I have a whole like form letter basically that I had written out.
Right.
And I ended up stumbling upon the group that owns all of the hotels that were at the airport in Columbus.
Airport.com, yo.
So we ended up getting in with that website, and basically you can go to one website and book hotels at 5 hotels. And they're like, well, we can't give you like 5 rooms at a hotel, but we can give you 1 room in each of the hotels. And they were all within walking distance. So we quite literally had 5 hotel rooms for the weekend. Then
Wow.
the Columbus Blue Jackets fan club got in touch with us somehow about doing a live show at the R Bar across the street from Nationwide Arena on the Saturday of the second round in the afternoon. This was also the same time that I had a friend who worked at 180s who gave us a box, literally a box of 180s gear to give away at the live show.
Man.
This was the best year that I've ever had for the draft.
It sounds like it. Wow.
So we did all of that. We gave away a whole bunch of stuff. I still have some of it upstairs, actually. Some of those 180 ear things, the wraparound ear warmers. I still have some of them upstairs. But yeah, that was the whole Columbus trip. But it culminated with that.
Exactly.
And then what occurred was we put all of the radio equipment in the car and proceeded to just get loaded the rest of the night.
And how?
I think that there were periods of time where the owner came up to us with shots and was just like, here. And we're like, what is it? And he's like, we're like, all right, whatever, take it.
And the best part was the owner of the bar was a Baltimore guy.
Yeah, he was.
So that helped,
There you
too.
go. You guys that sounds like the best draft ever.
The glory days, Lyle.
Mm.
The
So
glory days.
that was our peak, 2007.
I was about what was I, about 50 pounds heavier? 60 pounds heavier?
I was probably about 30 pounds lighter, though.
There you go. I had hair.
Hmm.
I had hair. Now it's all gone.
But yeah, that
There
was
go
good.
bye-bye.
That was a good show. Good
Wait,
weekend
Lyle hasn't been on since.
in Columbus.
No,
Has he?
but no, I saw. Yeah, but go ahead. I saw
see
your
the-
previous unveil
See the
before.
thing? It's,
Yeah.
Now it's all budding
Oh,
in.
it's growing back now.
Yeah, dude. This is a week. Like I shaved it last Wednesday, and it's already growing back in.
Wow.
So it's patchy as shit.
So you gotta keep shaving, man.
Shit.
You gotta keep shaving it, brother.
I told Jen, listen, we're gonna see how this goes after a while. She's like, no, just keep shaving it, you fucking jackass. I think that was a direct quote. I don't know.
Yeah. Did you? Wish her happy birthday for me.
I
I did on Facebook there, and then I saw you say, "Oh, she's not on Facebook anymore."
She doesn't use it anymore. She's like, "The hell with this garbage. I don't need all this invites, but we do need this."
Whoa! I'm down at the bottom. I saw my name at the bottom.
Well, you're always at the bottom.
Yay!
It goes by personality.
Personality.
I feel so much better now.
Yep. Because Lyle, your score is going to knock you down a couple pigs too. Johnny's the big winner.
Whoa!
How the hell did that happen?
32 goals.
Woo!
Toronto Marlies. I was in second, even though my team got canceled. So I had 28. Mark had 22. Lyle only had 13 in 3 weeks.
Wow.
The Ontario Reign rained on his parade.
Oh man.
For the year. Oh, it's a tight one. Lyle's still in first, 110.
How the hell's that possible?
Because you had such a buffer.
Okay.
Johnny.
Yeah, it was like
second.
a Michael buffer.
Exactly. Johnny in second with 106. I'm in third with 106.
second?
Yep.
Damn it!
Third with 105. Mark 104. Mark's loving it.
Mark said it's all going according to plan.
WHL time. WHL.
Oh, the woo!
Back from the World Junior break, and we're stalling for time because Lyle is the guy who is up foist.
Oh my!
Because he lost.
I lost.
As you look at all his medals on the wall, look at them. They're all fancy.
And in this stuff and
There it is.
There we go. Sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah, look at that one. Look at
that. There it is. Pretty.
Oh, my Ken Dryden picture. Hey.
Like that. That's fancy.
Thank you. Yeah. Framed everything. Way cool.
And the picnic table that's used as a wall. It's always good.
Yes, a picnic table used as a wall. I will never get around to change. This wallpaper came with the place, and I'm never gonna get around. It's my den. I don't care. Okay. That's the theme for the $6 Million Man, everybody. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go with keeping the wrestling theme. I'm gonna go with the Lethbridge Hurricane.
Nice.
Hurricane.
They're not a tire fire. Nice one, Mark. He was the first. He was the guy who invented dab.
Dabbing. Yeah, dabbing.
Yeah,
Hurricane.
there he is. All right. So Mark, you are the next guy up.
I am gonna go with. I'll stick with the wrestling. I'll pick up what you're putting down, Lyle.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the Spokane Chief J Strongbow.
Oh yeah, nice one. Nicely played.
Yeah.
Classic. Yeah. Nicely played.
I'm going to stick with the wrestling theme and pick the Prince Albert Raiders.
That's good.
That never gets tired, man. You always do that one.
Because remember,
Anyway,
Prince
Albert.
Albert.
Oh yeah.
I still wish they would have been called the Silver Tips. Can't Everett be the Raiders and Prince Albert be the Silver Tips?
We'll work this out between the two.
Yeah.
We can make it happen.
Johnny,
you're the big winner last week, closing up that gap.
I am gonna go with the yes. I am going to go. I had the most time to find a team too, and I can't do it.
There it is.
I will go with the Kelowna Red Rockets.
There it is.
Because they're bursting in air.
Or the Kelowna own the Rocket.
Or you could have the Kelowna Pink Rockets, but that's a completely different thing.
Something with a dog and some things.
Yeah.
Humping legs.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. So confused and aroused.
Red Rocket.
Who's
a good boy? Red Rocket.
Hometown hockey's coming to Calgary, Alberta.
Hey,
Really?
go hang out with Ron McLean, Scotty.
Why would I?
Why not?
You can hang out with John McClane too.
With him, yeah.
He'll sing American Pie.
Oh, it'd be so
In Calgary?
sure.
Why not?
They have levies.
Yes.
By the way, you guys can register for the WHL Combine. It's happening.
Oh,
It's
sweet.
all happening.
You
Day
think
one
I can make it this year?
I think you can. I think you'll be fine. It's day one's off-ice testing, and then on-ice testing, and then informations and developments, and you got practice and training and game 1, game 2. It's going to be great. So go to the WHL.ca if you want all the combines. So, oh, God. All right. Lyle, it's been fun. It's been real fun.
Let's hope next week is as jam-packed as this one.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope so.
Man, yeah. This was fantastic today. So.
We had stuff to talk about after 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. I hope you guys had a great Christmas holiday, and
it was terrible.
Here's hoping. Here's hoping for a great, prosperous 2016 for all of us.
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
I agree, Lyle.
Way to end on a
You
high.
too, sir.
To YouTube as well. To YouTube as well. YouTube and YouTube.
I hope all of your salary shows up in American dollars.
It is. It's wonderful.
That's
Wonderful
the best thing you
right
could
now.
ever ask for someone.
It's wonderful. It's under 71 cents now. It's fantastic. I'm loving it.
Exactly.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
There it is.
There you
it
go.
is.
Anyway, I'll leave
We
on
don't
that.
show
note.
the corporate sponsors here, Lyle.
What are you talking about? I dreamt that tune up into my head. What are you on about?
You.
You. Anyway, see you next week, kids.
Later, Law. There he goes. Law Richardson. SpectrumusHockey.net, the HockeyNews.com, PI, Garland Island Guardian, and Bleacher Report, I think, as well. So, Johnny P, hit us with some shout-outs.
Shout out to Jen. Happy birthday. Nice finds on the day. What else? That's pretty much it, I think.
All right.
I'm gonna give a premeditated diss though to Logitech. They need to get their shit together and fix my remote. Maybe I'll give them a shout out once they fix my remote, but right now, no, it's a diss. So.
Yeah. There you
because Scotty will be pissed off if he shows up at my house and doesn't have one remote to control all.
It's going to be like my house. And it's like, why do I need 75 different remotes? What's with the remotes? Johnny, you said you had a remote to fix it all. Where's the remotes? Where's the remotes? They said.
Hold on, are you talking about the Ramones?
Yep, where are the Ramones? They were here once, and now only one of them's still alive.
Is it Razor?
Yeah, he was. This is the bad guy. It's just those 2 picks on stage. That's his old act for an hour and a half.
He's sitting in my living room, and when you walk in, and he just starts throwing toothpicks at you.
That'd be great if Scott Hall was just in your.
I'd be fine with that. That's all right.
That'd be tremendous. Anyway.
So that's all I got.
Sounds good. Excellent. Mark with a C.
Shout out to a brand new year and everything that comes with it. And I hope you guys have a great year. And Scotty, I hope you find peace with your hair. Not a hair piece. I hope you find peace with not.
Oh, I found peace with
shaving your hair.
It's just a bitch shaving it every fucking week. That's the only problem that I have.
Is that what you call your wall shaver?
Yeah.
That you bought? Why don't you just do it yourself?
What do you mean do it myself?
Do it yourself.
I do it myself. I get a bic and I bic it off like a man. I'm blaming my jeans.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the person who had to shave your head.
No, I did it myself.
Okay.
It's just a bitch to shave my head every week.
Oh, I thought you said the bitch. Never mind.
No, not
okay.
the bitch. It's a bitch. No, Mark. Oh, that'd be great. Oh, Jesus.
And shout out to my first full year of marriage. With this lovely girl back behind me. Let's not push it that quick, she says.
Wow. She's right.
And yeah, shout out to not to Logitech, because Logitech sucks, but to I don't know. That's all I got.
Peanut butter Pop-Tarts. Boom.
Pop-Tarts, yeah, sure, why not? And slow cookers. We made slow cooker pork tonight, and it was delicious. So slow cookers, all of them. Not just crock pots, all slow cookers.
I don't know.
Equal opportunity slow cooker, love.
Crockpot is the Kleenex of slow cookers. It's the name
It's
brand,
true.
but everyone calls it Crock-Pot.
There's Cuisinarts though also.
The hell did you just call me?
A Cuisinart.
Fight you. I'll fight you through this. Anyway. All right. Anything else, sir?
That's it.
All right, cool. Shout out to Jen. Happy Boyf Day. She doesn't watch the show because she doesn't have the attention span to, and I can't blame her. I just fill her in bullet points afterwards. I'll tell her about Johnny's Logitech. I'll tell her about Mark's drunken goodness, and it'll be a good time had by all. And then shout out to the Mr. Mike's crew. Happy New Year's to that.
That's why I bought you flowers. We've been married for 2 months.
Aww. See, I bought my girl flowers for her birthday, and then you buy your girl flowers for 2 month anniversary.
How do you know I wasn't already going to buy you flowers? Whatever.
I didn't buy anyone flowers.
When you don't buy me flowers.
Did you buy me flowers anything?
No.
Maybe one of those glitter envelopes?
I should have bought you flowers.
Exactly.
Did you hear that you can send a dick in an envelope now?
Like a human?
Bob Express?
No. It's like a dick card.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not like a Theon Greyjoy?
It's
You guys don't get that joke. Okay,
Nope.
never mind.
Nope, you lost me there, buddy. I'm going to go back to my shout-outs then. Shout out to chocolate peanut butter Pop-Tarts, because why the hell not? Sure. Shout out to Loonies and Toonies. And shout out to the lottery. The book, not the actual game. The book. It's a great book. That's it. That's all. For Johnny P. Mark with the C. I'm Scotty Watts. Take care of yourself. And someone else. It's been the Face Off Hockey Show on faceoffhockeyshow.com. Shows our Tumblr and Twitter. It's Face Off HCKY Show. FOHS Radio is the Facebook, iTunes, and the Simbin.net. Where the podcast is Simbin.net. You can find the Evansville Iceman stuff and stuff that I'll be putting up tomorrow. So good times there. Until we talk to you next week, or whenever we talk to you next, whether it be in real life, give us a phone call. 1-877-913-9739. We'll make it happen. So we'll teach you next week. Peace.